How are you doing? A lot of time, one of those tools is something that everyone tries to use to build wealth, right? They are wealth builders, right? Because guess what? If you take your income and you all that you do with your income is you fund lifestyle, you realize that you're not building wealth, right? But then these two tools have been proven to use by the multimillionaires and has also been proven to be used by many to become wealthy. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And those are those two things. What are those two avenues? Real estate and ETF. And I always get the question, Dr. Lina, real estate versus ETF, they are both good wealth building tool. They are amazing wealth building tool, ETF and real estate, right? Because they help you to build wealth. They help you to preserve wealth as well. They build wealth, they preserve wealth. And as a matter of fact, a lot of millionaires and billionaires, multimillionaires, this is part of what has helped them to achieving that, including myself, okay? Including myself. But then the confusion, so the fact that, oh, you know what should I even use in building wealth? How do I build wealth? Know that these are all wealth tools, ETF or real estate. But where the confusion, I mean, it's no news again. Everyone knows that, right? Everyone knows that. Gathering, welcome in. Everyone knows that real estate, ETF, they are strong wealth building tool, okay? But then what the confusion sets in is, so which one should I use? Which of them should I use? Or where should I put my money? Leshy, Sonny, Garden welcome in. Welcome in. The mother of three, welcome in. Raldo, welcome in. How are you doing? And those on the YouTube side, welcome in. Those on TikTok side, so good to have each and every one of you on this beautiful Friday evening. And that's what we want to talk about today. ETF or real estate. Which of this, right, it's a major wealth builder? Which of them can accelerate wealth faster than the other? One is going to, is going to test your nerves. The other is going to, you can decide not to touch it and do it one time, right? The other would, you can enjoy so much leverage in it. So they have different benefits, and that's what we want to talk about today. Which one should you put your money in? Two strong investment vehicle, real estate and ETF. And I get this question and I tell you, I guarantee every single day, there's no day that I don't get this in my DM across all platforms. Which one should I put my money in? I have this money, Dr. Lina. I want to invest, right? I understand that investing is the only way to build wealth, right? Which one should I invest in? Should I go the real estate route? Even I still had one-on-one session today. And one of the questions that Mr. Judge asked was, do you recommend that I invest in real estate, or do you recommend I invest in ETF? And that's what we want to talk about today. So if you're in that boat, be ready to learn today, okay? Be ready to learn today. Welcome in, and we know exactly what to do. Let's tap out the live. If you're just joining on the YouTube side, click on that subscribe button. If you're also just meeting me on the TikTok side, welcome in. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. I'm a vice president of technology as well, but I'm also a chartered accountant. I'm also an economist, and I'm here teaching you based on my experience working in the corporate world for almost 2 decades. And of course, investing for that long, right? One thing that I've realized was what? Your income does not build wealth. Your income is a tool for the wealth building, but your income does not equal wealth, okay? Income is not wealth, all right? Income does not equal wealth. Income does not equal wealth. It's not. But income is a tool towards for wealth building, right? Is a tool rather than wealth itself, okay? Also, you understand that, right? And that's one thing, because guess what do I mean by this? At a time making good income, and I started putting my money in savings account. Guess what? I was just think about somebody running on the treadmill. You are on the same spot. You are running, you are sweating, but you remain on the same spot. So that might be the case, right? You're making good, decent income, or you just feel like, you know what, there's something wrong. Still living paycheck to paycheck. It might be because you have your income. You think that your income is a wealth builder. As a matter of fact, you need at least maybe five other things to be able to get to that wealth status. Emmanuel, Mahmood, welcome in. If you're just joining, click on that follow button on the YouTube side. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Click on that subscribe button. Hey, Katie, how are you? So good to have you back today. How are you doing? Yeah, so Kennedy, Joa, thank you so much for tapping out that life. We know what to do. One of the things that we do differently, and this is for the TikTok side, and on the YouTube side, what you have to do is click on that subscribe button. You just subscribe. Thank you so much. Click on the subscribe button on the YouTube side. That's what you need to do. And of course, share the live. Fear, welcome in as well. Rome, how are you doing? Kati, on the YouTube, on the TikTok side. And on the TikTok side, you know exactly what to do. You're supposed to click on the follow button, share out the live, tap out the live, get your daily at me. If you can give the gallery, that would be great. We'll start the class as soon as we get 5,000 taps. And of course, 10 shares. We are prioritizing daily at meets today. We are prioritizing getting to our 50,000 taps, and we are also prioritizing shares. So let's keep doing that. Thank you all for doing that. Click on that follow button. You'll be here for 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. We will be teaching today real estate versus ETF. Right? Real estate versus ETF. That's what we're going to be talking about. Then we'll talk about Roth. This is another major tool. Right? Today I'm going to give you all those gems. Right? Roth IRA. Right? We're going to be talking about that, and also talk about backdoor Roth as well. We're going to be talking about real estate strategies. Like, I don't have money, okay? I want to invest in real estate, but I don't have money. We're going to be talking about that as well, right? We're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about how to build wealth, and most importantly, wealth protection, right? Wealth protection. How to build wealth. This is going to income building is, so to build wealth is three things. Number one is your income, right? Income is number one. Number two is investment. Number three is protection. Okay, now you are building wealth, you need to protect it. How do you protect it? Those are the things we're going to be talking about today. All right. So if you are new here, click on that follow button. You're new here. As soon as we get 5,000 taps, we will get the class. We'll get started. We'll get it rolling. Thank you all for tapping out the live. And on the YouTube side, click on that subscribe button if you have not done so. Welcome in. And this is the $1 Million League. Right. Understand that your income does not equal wealth. Income is just a tool to wealth. Income is just a tool to build wealth. And whenever we talk about wealth, just some quick myths that you might not, pay attention to, right? You probably, some of the lies they told us: go to school, get a job, life is going to be beautiful. Go to school, study hard, get a good job, and of course life is going to be beautiful. But how many of us got that happy ending? I didn't got that happy ending. I never got that forever after, because I was just living paycheck to paycheck. Because yes, I studied, I followed it to the letter, getting good grades, being the best at this, being the best at that, graduated, got a good job. But guess what? I was still living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because I was leaving my money in a chase. Yes, I'm a teacher. Are you a teacher? Yes, I'm a teacher. I'm a professor. I teach in some of colleges in the United States. I'm in Texas, in the United States. So welcome in. Hi, Omo Ovi. Welcome in. I'm seeing your message dropping. So stick around to after I would so that I can. I guess there's some things you need help with after our one-on-one session this morning. Awesome. So I was saving my money. So guys, whenever you're saving your money, you're not building wealth. And whenever we talk about wealth, do you know? No, I don't. Okay, click on that subscribe button. All right. So whenever we talk about wealth, we're talking about 5 types of wealth, right? I know that what they told us is, wealth is money, right? Wealth is money. And wealth, whenever you hear somebody is wealthy, you would think, okay, it's money, right? But money is just one type of wealth. So if you're only chasing money when you say you are building wealth, let's keep tapping out the live. Welcome in. If you have been here for some time, click on that follow button, click on that subscribe button, tap out the live. Let's share out the live. Everyone, let's share out the live. Thank you all for we're almost at 5,000 taps. Let's share out the live. Let's tap out the live. If you're new here, click on that follow button. So whenever we talk about wealth, wealth is not just money. Money is one type of wealth, okay? Money is just one type of wealth. The second type of wealth is something called health. Have you heard about health is wealth? Health is wealth. If you've heard that, put yes in the comment. If you've heard about health is wealth, right? If you've heard that saying before, health is wealth, drop it in the comments. Said, just put I've heard it. I've heard it, okay? I've heard it. Yes, okay. Lozette has heard that. Thank you so much, Lozette. Thank you so much. Yeah. So if you are also new here, drop I'm new. If you are new here, I'm new. Galactic, thank you so much. I love it when you guys respond. You've heard that. Thank you so much. If you are new, drop I am new in the comment. The Saints, and he's the first millionaire within this community, latest millionaire in town, the Saints. You've heard it. You guys are amazing. I'm new, Lozette. Welcome in. Click on that follow button. Click on that follow button, and all the OGs in the house, remember to get your daily admin. Don't forget to get your daily admin. We are prioritizing meeting all our goals today. So get all the OGs in the house. Get your daily admins. Our target is to get to at least 50,000 tabs. Get all our daily admin point. How are you? Welcome back again. And of course, all click on that follow button if you have been here. If you're new here, welcome in. All those that are new, welcome in. So health is the other type of wealth, right? You probably have heard some people who, maybe a multi-millionaire. Thank you so much for saying. You've heard a multi-millionaire that say, oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, like the millionaire right there, but not this millionaire, okay? Not this millionaire. Right? A multi-millionaire, a billionaire at times, where they would say, oh, you know what, this guy is so wealthy, but he ended it all. He unalived himself. Have you heard that before? You've heard that in the news before. Oh, this CEO of this company, right, unalived himself, right? They found him, he unalived himself, even though he's a billionaire. If you've heard that story before in the news, right? I have heard it, right? I have heard it. It tells you something. If money is the only type of wealth, it means that, what else was he missing that he ended it all? It could be a case of mental health, right? It could be a case of mental health in that case. It could be something else that is battling with. It could be peace wealth. So it is beyond just money. A lot of times, most people in the quest for this money wealth, they trade this one. They lose their health in the quest for money wealth. Meaning money wealth is you want the investment, you want the cash in the bank. But guess what? You're trading all the time. You're the one that is doing morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift, and of course you are doing on call after. You are the one that they are calling on. They know if somebody doesn't show up, this person is the person that we need to call to come out. Even though you just left the work some minutes ago, you will come back again and then you take it. Now it's impacting you. You're going to be retired. You're going to have insomnia, right? What's it called? You won't be able to sleep because you have worked all your life and then you've lost some part of you, right? So those are the kind of things, right? Your health work needs to be prioritized. You're not eating right, right? Because you're at work every time you're working, so all that you eat is junk, right? It's going to tell. That is not wealth, right? Health is wealth. Well, insomnia. Thank you so much, NTC. Insomnia, okay? All right? It tells you that I'm not a medical doctor, right? I'm a doctor of business, okay? I'm a doctor of business. Tell me about ETF. I will talk to you about that. Real estate. Trust me, I will never make a mistake about that. Even the color of the pound sterling and the dollars, I know all of that, including inflation. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for getting your daily admin. If you are just joining us, welcome in. We're going to be talking about financial freedom, your path to financial freedom, your path to building wealth. That's what we're going to be talking about. Real estate and ETF is a major part of this. JD, latest millionaire in town. Real estate and ETF is a major part of this, right? And that's why, but then a lot of people know this, right? It's no news. Everybody knows, right? It's no news. If you don't know, then we need to talk. In real estate, ETF businesses, they are major tools to wealth building, right? So we already know that. So, but then most of the time, the confusion is between ETF and real estate, right? Which one should I invest in? So we'll put it to rest today so that you know which one should you choose, okay? Then Roth IRA is the other thing, right? We're going to be talking about some things that I'll be equipping you with tools that is going to help you in your financial freedom journey, right? Real estate strategy. I don't have money, but I want to invest in real estate, right? Those strategies we're going to be talking about it, right? This is the first time I'm going to be teaching that, by the way. Then the three ways to becoming wealthy, right? Labila, latest millionaire in town. Three stages of building wealth, or three pillars of building wealth. Number one is something called your income, right? Income. Number two is something called investment, which is the one I talked about. And number three, it is called something called protection. So wealth building, right? This is divided into two: income and of course investment. And then we will talk about the protection. These are the three things that you need to build whenever we are talking about wealth, in terms of wealth building. Okay. Those are the three things, and we're going to be touching that today. Hopefully we can get across that. Otherwise, we'll continue tomorrow. All right, we'll continue tomorrow. But whenever we talk about wealth that you're seeing all over the board, one of the things is that you need to even understand what that wealth means. What does that wealth mean? Lovable, lovable, love it. I love it. Latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. If you are just joining us, welcome in. You've been here 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Click on that follow button. Click on that follow button. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful ride. And let's keep tapping out the live. Good. We are 10,000. Let's get it to 20,000. Let's remember to get our daily at me. All right. We're prioritizing daily at me. We're prioritizing shares and of course repost today. So let's remember. Let's all share. Let's share. Press my forehead on the screen and share. Right, and of course repost. You see repost right here. Repost is right here. Tapping out the live, just tap out the screen, click on the follow button, click on the plus sign in front of your name. And we're streaming on two platforms today, both on the TikTok and on the YouTube. Both of them is Money Talk with Dr. Lina, so you can switch from time to time depending on which one works better for you, right? So on those on the YouTube side, yeah, make sure you click on the subscribe button, and those on the TikTok side, welcome in, click on that follow button as well. Awesome. So whenever we're talking, money is not the same thing, is not equal, doesn't equal wealth. Money, investment, all those things that we talked about. But in your quest for chasing money, right? Know that there are other 4 types of wealth that you need to chase, right? There are 4 types of wealth you need to chase additional to money. Health is wealth. Eat right, exercise, drink a lot of water, and guess what? Mind your business. Mind your business, and my dear, put your mind at peace, right? It's not everything that is your business, just right, because anything that's going to impact your mental health, right? Eat right, okay? Eat right and rest well, have good sleep. That is the other thing. Number 3, do your annual physicals as well, okay? Because if health fails, nothing else matters. If health fails, nothing else matters. So build your health wealth. Number 3 is something called, very, very close. It's called social wealth. Social wealth. Social wealth means, if you've also heard this, your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So the people you associate with will determine how far you go in terms of your wealth building journey, or in your wealth building journey of financial freedom. If all that you do, it's people that, the focus is on, keeping up with the Joneses. Their own is to, trying to, what they do is gossips, right? Whenever you have a conversation with them, it's not about growth, right? Or, all that, you guys don't even talk about something meaningful, right? You don't talk about businesses, or what they put their money is how to impress others, right? That's exactly you. You are also going to be, you are just with a particular, you are part of that group, right? But then if you are in the group, like something like this, a group like this, which is the $1 Million League Association, like the League of Millionaires, those aspiring to become millionaires and those that are already millionaires. So you have some high net worth individuals here, people that are already millionaires that are trying to become multi-millionaires. And we have some people that, I'm still living paycheck to paycheck right now, but with all of the principles and the steps, I am going to become I'm getting to that $1 million status. Juicy latest millionaire in town. And some people that have the determination that says, oh, you know what? There's never been a millionaire in my family. I'm going to be that person. It ends with me. It starts with me. Becoming millionaire in this family starts with me. I'm going to be the trailblazer. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me, right? Yeah, it might be you. So if that sounds like what you are looking for, even though it looks like, oh, you know what, I'm still living paycheck to paycheck right now. Trust me, it starts with your belief, taking all those notes and executing them. Somebody just literally crossed $500,000 within this community because we're going to equip you and we're going to educate you and empower you with the tools that you need, right? You're going to unlearn everything that you've learned about money and you're going to relearn the way to actually build wealth because we follow the multi-millionaire's wealth blueprint. Where does the multi-millionaire put their money? Exact place. We're going to tell you that you're not investors. I mean, you're not speculators, you're not gamblers, you're not traders. You are investors. The right way to invest so that your money is not like the common human, the retail people, middle class, where they call our money dumb money. Your money is now going to be called smart money because guess what? We teach smart investing, right? We teach market investing. Oh, from Mexico. Welcome in all the way from Mexico. Welcome in all the way from Mexico. Yeah. And if you care to share, drop where you're connecting from as well, everyone. I am in Texas, in United States. And click on that subscribe button if you have not done that. If you're sitting here a minute or two, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, click on that follow button. Get your daily at me. Let's also share the live. Thank you so much. Let's share the live. Let's share the live. Let others Ontario, Canada. That's welcome in all the way from Ontario, Canada as well. Awesome. Awesome. All the way. We have 70 countries already represented within this community. So please, let's share the live. Let's share the live. Let's share the live. Can we prioritize share? Everyone, can we share it? Right now, we are 2 shares. Can we get it to 20 shares? Thank you very much. Let's share the live so that because we're going to get the class started. Followed latest millionaire in town. Followed with a picture. Yeah, let's share out the live. Can we all share the live? Let's share the live. Let's prioritize the Saint El Amis. God and share the value. That's what we're doing exactly. Lovable, lovage, frosty. Gaddafi, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Click on that subscribe button. So social wealth. That's the third one. Your network is your net worth. Number 4 is something called the peace wealth. And the last one is the one that people abuse the most, including myself and you, right? The last one, the peace wealth. And it's all about protection. A lot of times people abuse this peace wealth. What is this? Do you have your emergency fund? Question. So in a case there's a job loss, there's an emergency. I mean, life happens, right? It's not about, oh, if life is going to happen, it's when it's going to happen, right? So are you prepared for that day, that when that happens? A lot of people fall back on debt, high interest debt, when all those life happens. So you want to make sure that you have your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months, okay? That's what you need to have. Then also, do you have things around protection around your wealth? Now you have built this wealth. Now you've gotten to the $1 million status. But guess what? What have you done with the money? Right? Did you protect it? Do you have beneficiaries on your account? That money that you have in the bank, do you have the beneficiary? Do you have an LLC? Do you have your C Corp or you have your S Corp to protect that business? Or are you using your name to buy that real estate? And then you're also renting it out in your name. I hope you know that, somebody can decide to pour water on the floor, fall on the water, and then you still have the liability because you are the homeowner, right? That your money that you have in this investment, do you have a beneficiary? Now, let's even now talk about living trust or will and all of those things. Do you have that? Insurance, do you have that? All of those things are the things that you're talking about when it comes to peace wealth, because those are the things that even if you have to sleep, you can sleep with your 2 eyes closed. All right? A lot of people, all of these questions that I've asked you today, you need to ask yourself And if you have any of it that is missing, you want to make sure that you start putting processes in place to ensure that you get there. So that's another type of wealth: money wealth, health wealth, social wealth, and the peace wealth. Now let's go to number 5. This is number 5. That's where we are going. Number 5. Your number 5 is what? It is something called your time wealth. Time. This is the one that is most abused. Time wealth is the one that is most abused. What does this mean? It means that a lot of people, I think it's not even anybody's fault at this point, because a lot of us, what happens is that a lot of us, what we do is, the society told us, work from age 20 to 45 to 65. You work for 45 years and then you retire. You use your first 19 years in this world is either you are a baby. Very informative. Thanks for that. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. Click on that follow button if you are just joining us. Click on the follow button, right? Click on that follow button. But the bad part of it is that that's what the society told us, right? But guess what? One thing that a lot of people fail to understand is that you have just traded your life, because it's either you were in school or you're working. That's all that life was. Because at your prime, when you really are agile and all of that, that's what you were using to work full time. Now, why that is not bad, what is bad is when you actually take your entire life, which is the 45 years. That is the one that is bad. If you're doing 10 years, 10, 20 years, 25 years, or you break it into two, that you're retiring at 50 or something, or you become work optional, okay? Work optional at 50, at 55. You're just doing that job because you want to do the job, right? Because you enjoy it, not because you have to work to pay bills. A lot of us are working because we have to pay bills, okay? Let's not forget about, I love my job so much. Question: if you're earning that income today through other means, right? You're earning that income today through other means, would you be doing that job? Would you show up tomorrow? Right? Question for all of us. Would you show up tomorrow? I won't, okay? I won't. I won't. So, and that's the thing. A lot of us, we trade our time for money. Why that is not bad? Because then you're like, okay, so now I know. So what? Okay? So what? I don't have a choice. But the issue then is, most of us won't exactly. The issue is that, however, the issue there is, and let's keep tapping out the live. If you're just joining, or click on that subscribe button, click on that follow button. If you've been here for more than, you've been here 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, click on the follow button, or get your daily at me as well. Freezy, latest millionaire intern, welcome in. The thing about it is, what should I do differently? Because I'm not one of those people that will tell you the problem without giving you a solution. The problem in itself is not you doing that job. The problem the problem here is that you take the income from this job, job, do it for 45 years, and there's nothing to show for it. That's where the problem is, because all the money is going towards something called DLL. Let's all drop it in the comment section. DLL. DLL. Drop DLL in the comment section. DLL. This money generates something, this time generates something called income. And this income goes to what? DLL. Evans, thank you so much for responding. I think we need to quickly reset this life. We need to quickly reset the life. And maybe we have a lot of new people here. We do a lot of things differently here, okay? Pardon me, maybe because I'm a doctor, okay? I'm a doctor, I'm also a professor. So it's a bit different. I'm not your regular social media, okay? Social media, whatever, entertainer. So it's a little bit different. I'm more of a serious person, okay? Yeah, so pardon me, okay? So in case it's not so fun, I promise you I'll play music for you at the end of the day to entertain you. All right, so we do some things differently. First of all, welcome in. If you're just joining us, welcome in to the $1 Million League. This is the community of millionaires, those that aspire to become millionaires someday in dollars, and those that are already millionaires trying to scale to become multi-millionaires. If that's your goal, then you're welcome. Click on that follow button. So one of the things, and if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm an economist, and also I have a doctorate in strategy, business, and information management system. And also, I'm a vice president of technology. I've been investing for close to 2 decades, and of course, as a matter of fact, for close to 2 decades, also being in the corporate world for that long as well. So it means that I've been investing since the day that I started working. Basically, that's what I've been doing. And of course, I'd also own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. They love our latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. And I'm the convener of this community, the Million Dollar League, those aspiring to become millionaires, right? Following the strategies here. One thing I promise is if you follow the strategies, I tell you, you are right there, right? You're right there. What do you think, Raul? What do you think? Okay. So one of the things that we do differently here within the Million Dollar League, like I said, we're serious people because we're saying that you're getting to that $1 million status 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, definitely not 45 years, definitely not. That's not in our record. That's not what we do here. So if you are still in the route of 45 years, then, it's either you unlearn and relearn, or you know what, it's okay to exit the group. It's okay, all right? Because we're not doing that here. Now, what we do differently is wait 2 minutes if you have been. So it means that if you're here for 2 minutes, if you'll be here for 2 minutes or more, right? Click on the follow button. I typically do that. I want to make sure that whatever I'm clicking my follow button, right, or whatever I am ingesting in my system is adding value to me. So if you already see that it's going to add value to you being around, 2 minutes is enough for you to know that this is what is good for me or not. Okay, that's number one. Number two is that we all tap out the life non-stop, right? Because that's the only language the algorithm understand. When you tap out the live, when you click on that follow button, you share out the live. How do you share out the live? Press my forehead on the screen and share. Share with your loved ones, okay? You'll see your contact, invite all of them. Then we do repost as well. Let's repost. And of course, lastly, also get your daily at me. It shows that, you're part of this community. That's the other one. And it helps this community. If you can give the gallery, that would be great. Also, get your pen and paper. This is for you. You don't want to lose it. Whatever you're going to be learning today, trust me, in other places, people pay thousands of dollars to learn it, okay? Thousands of dollars to learn it. That's one I can tell you. Then, lastly, is we are going to communicate like friends, right? We are going to communicate like friends. I'm going to ask you questions so that I know that it's a way of buttressing learning. And when you respond, you would see that it's going to stick as well. Okay? Do we have a plan? Okay, we have a plan. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Whenever I see that is not happening, we're going to pause the live, okay? And we're going to reset it again, okay? Until we all understand and we make it part of our DNA, all right? So thank you so much for all the wellness, latest millionaire in town. Almost latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. And I call you a millionaire because you want to follow the strategy, okay, you would see that you find yourself, you are on your way there. Just stick around with it and make sure that's why I said get your pen and paper. We already understood the different types of wealth. Money is one type of wealth. Health is another one. Social is another one. Peace is another one. Time is another one. And we are not sharing the life, guys. We are not sharing the life. Let's share out the life. Let us all the OGs in the house. Heritage, latest millionaire in town. All the OGs in the house, you want me to call your names, right? We know what to do. Let's share out the live. Let's tap out the live. Let's repost. Omo OV, let's do that. El Emis, Foster Bites. So I know all the OGs. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yama Beauty, all of the OGs in the house, you know what to do. And all the people that are new, you know what to do. Click on that follow button, right? Click on that follow button, all right? So all of we want to have a very smooth sailing. We have a lot of things to cover today. Real estate versus ETF, Roth IRA, right? Or retirement account. We'll talk about the backdoor Roth, real estate strategies. I don't have money, right? But I want to invest in real estate. How do you go about it? I'm going to be teaching you. All those people that have been saying, oh, it's a lie, it's not possible. That's we're going to be teaching that today. So bring all those people, all those doubting Thomases, bring them. Let's educate them. Okay, invite them. So that's why you need to actually share the life. And of course, we're going to be talking about wealth building. You're out to increase your income and investment, right? Definitely, those two things are the first layers, and then your protection, wealth protection, which is your peace wealth, and everything is linked to this. This is your income and investment. Yeah, you see, all of these ones are linked one way or the other. Okay, time wealth, right? That's your income. Like I said, that's your income. And I said, this is DLL. What we were saying, DLL. That is depreciating lifestyle liability. The problem is that you take this time that gives you this income and you trade it for something called DLL. What is DLL? Depreciating lifestyle liability. One thing that is common statement in depreciating is that it's something that is going down. It's depreciating. The same thing, liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. It's depreciating. Another thing is that lifestyle, of course, somebody that is spending, money on lifestyle. So a lifestyle, just a quick definition, a lifestyle, right, that takes money from you. Will you start on the first one? We've already talked that's money. Okay, that is on the first one. Which one is the first one? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, what is the first one? What do you mean by that? Okay, yeah, so click on that follow button if you have not done so. So depreciating lifestyle, so think about it. We talked about time wealth. A lot of people, this is that income. People put their money on depreciating lifestyle. All right, and of course, this is what it's called, all those your bills, aka your bills, right? And then this is liability. Instead of them, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to take some of your money, take some of this money and put it in something called ACA, appreciating cash flowing asset. So you put some of it to fund lifestyle and bills, and then you take some money to foot your appreciating cash flowing asset. What are those appreciating cash flowing assets? This businesses, right? Those are things, because when you hear appreciating, it means it's going up. When you hear something is an asset, oh, that lady is an asset, it means that, oh, if you bring that lady into your life, what does that mean? It means that it's going to add value to your life, right? And that lady is the liability. Oh, it means that this person is going to be your one that's spending your money and ruin you. That's what it means, okay, in relationships. So just the same way, right? These asset appreciating cash flowing asset. So that is where you put your money. Something is going to put money in your pocket, okay? It's going to appreciate. It's going to put cash. It's going to give you cash. The cash is going to flow, right? Cash flow. That's what it is. And these are assets. So you're going to take some of those income that you traded your time for, and the mistake a lot of people is that they put it on the depreciating side instead of putting on the appreciating side. What are these appreciating side is what I talked about, and we'll be talking about that shortly. Then it becomes a seed, and guess what? It's going to start germinating, and it's going to give you some other incomes like rental income, dividends income, business income, all of those kind of income, investment income, and then you can now fund the lifestyle. You can fund this DLL, right? Instead of you going this route, right? Then that is how you build financial freedom and you build wealth. Okay? That's how you build financial freedom. That's how you build wealth. All right. Any question on this? Any question on this? Okay. Any question? So that's I always talk about that, because that's the foundation. That is the foundation of your wealth building journey. If you do not understand that, because remember, whenever we talk about real estate, whenever we talk about ETF, whenever we talk about stock market, the money is not going to fall from somewhere. The money has to come from somewhere. It means it requires capital, right? Either this one requires money, this one requires money. Businesses requires money. Either down payment, even though you are using a leverage, it still requires something called money, right? If you are new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. You're new here, you'll be sitting here for a little bit. Please recap, right? Please recap. Which part of it do I need to recap? Right? Because we've been here. We just talked about quickly. We talked about the five types of wealth: health wealth, peace wealth, money wealth, time wealth, and of course social wealth. Okay, social wealth. Those are the 5 types of wealth you need to chase. Now, a lot of people chase money and lose on the other types of wealth, right? They lose more. And then we talked about time wealth, which is most of the time, a lot of people, you trade your time for money. You are working 9 to 5 every single day, and you do it for 80, age 65, and you are still not financially free. So what should you do differently? Whatever you get from that 9 to 5, take that money, split it, put some towards your bills, and put some towards your investment, right? Put some towards appreciating cash flowing asset. Put some towards appreciating cash flowing assets like real estate businesses. That's what you put that money into, right? And then once you put that money will start generating additional income for you. So the income that you do not have to spend your own time, you don't have to trade your own time for, that's what is going to be generating for you. That's in quick recap. Is that clear? Is that clear? If you're just joining, click on that follow button. As a matter of fact, so that we don't have these recap, because remember, we can't keep going back. Let's reshare. Let's quickly reshare. Let's reshare. We are still at 4 shares, and if you are new, click on that follow button. Let's share. Let's repost. Please, let's quickly do that. And if you just be sitting there, you've joined us, you like what you see, you've not clicked on that follow button, do that. Let us reshare. I'm going to pause. Let's take 1 minute. Let's reshare so that we can start ETF versus real estate. Click on that follow button. The only language the algorithm understand is when you share, when you post, when you tap out the live, when you get your daily at me, and we are all not doing that right now, okay? We need to pause this live for a second, and we need to do what we're supposed to do so that I can continue to teach. Let's do your own part so that I can continue to teach, guys. Let us tap out the live. If you have been sitting here for 2 minutes, okay, it means that you found value. It looks like it's something that you're going to, they're going to learn from. Click on that follow button. You're doing us a disservice just being here, right? Because the algorithm, that's the only language the algorithm understands. It just assumes that, okay, it's not valuable, or it just sees you as BOT, right? When we don't repost, we don't share, we don't tap out the live, no roses, no nothing, you don't do anything. So please, you're doing us a disservice. It's okay for you to scroll, actually, right? But if you're going to be here, we really indulge you to do that, because you're doing us a disservice, not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live. And we are still at 4 shares, guys. We're going to have to pause so that we can get it done. Thank you so much for getting your daily admin so that we can get it done. It doesn't cost you anything to tap out the live, guys. It doesn't cost you anything to share out the live. It does not cost you anything to click on that follow button. So I'm going to wait for a second, and I'll allow us do that so that we can start teaching real estate and ETF, right? Which of them is the wealth builder? Mafinda, welcome in. Well, we'll continue as soon as we get it to 25,000 taps, and of course we get everyone that's supposed to get their daily click on that follow button, share out the live so that we can continue with the class. Let's share it. Let's share. Nobody's sharing, and I don't know what's happening. Is it me? Because I don't see any shares right now. I don't see any taps. I don't see any shares. And we will need to wait, and we make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do. Okay, guys? Yeah, we need to do something differently. Thank you all for sharing out the live. Thank you for the repost. Thank you for tapping out the live. Otherwise, until we get to do what we're supposed to do. So once we get to 25,000 taps and we get to 20 shares and 25,000 taps, we all get a daily at me. We click on that follow button. We'll continue with the teaching real estate versus ETF. Which one is a better wealth builder? One is a wealth accelerator. One is a wealth machine. Which is that one? Which one is good for you? Those are the things that we're going to be teaching shortly. All right. Let's get it to 25,000. As soon as we get it to 25,000 taps and 20 shares, we'll continue. Thank you so much. if we all start tapping out the life, we'll get there quickly. Thank you so much for doing that. And for those on the YouTube, welcome in, welcome in. We're just waiting on the TikTok side to tap out the live, to share out the live. We want to make sure that we are no BOTs here. Do I have humans here? Or I just want to make sure. Do we, because I'm not seeing anything. Okay. Once we get it to 25,000 taps and of course 20 shares. How do you share? Press my forehead on the screen. Right? And if you're new here, click on that follow button. You've been sitting here for more than 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. Once we get it to 25,000 and of course 10 shares, we will continue the class. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Shop, latest millionaire in town. Sonic, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Thank you so much for sharing out the live. We had 7 shares right now. We have 104 people, 106 people here. If we all are tapping under 1 minute, we should be at 25,000 and we should be over 20 shares. Thing is that that's the only language the algorithm understand. Okay, thank you so much for the let's also get your daily at me. We are prioritizing all our goals today. We are prioritizing our goals, only 4 daily at me's. So let's get a daily at me. If you are new here, click on that follow button. If you are still seated here, once we get to 25,000, we're going to continue with real estate ETF. That question I get every single day. I get it in my box, Dr. Lina. Should I buy ETF? Should I put my money in real estate? That's what we. Thank you so much, Coach, for getting your daily at me. Right? Okay. Thank you all for doing that. Thank you so much. Wellness, thank you so much. If you're new, click on that follow button. If you haven't done that, let's click on the follow button. Once we get to 25,000 taps, thank you so much for the gift. Once we get to 25,000 taps, and of course, how many shares? 20 shares. 20 shares and 25,000 taps will continue with the ETF, real estate ETF. Thank you so much. And if you are just joining us, click on that follow button. We are quickly resetting the live because the algorithm, you are new here. Welcome in. Welcome in, Coach. Welcome in, the latest millionaire in town. Welcome in, Coach. Welcome in. Thank you so much. So good to have you. Welcome in, British lady. Once we get to 25,000, if we all are tapping, we'll get there. Max, you are new here too. Welcome in, Max. Click on that follow button. Yeah, if you are new, drop your new. If you are new, drop your new. All the newbies, drop it in the house. You are new here as well. Wellness from Africa, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. All right, this is the $1 Million League. So good to have you. We're resetting the live. Once we get it to 25,000 taps and of course 20 shares, we will continue the class. All right. And Dr. Lina, I'm a doctor of business. Alain, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the shares. Once we get it to 25,000, if we all are tapping, we will get to 25,000 in less than a minute, and we will get to 20 shares, right? We'll get to 20 shares, and we would also, let's remember to get a daily at me if you haven't got that. Yeah, get your daily at me. Let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. Thank you so much for doing that. Interestingly, I'm not social media, but interestingly, this is what algorithm understands. You don't sit here, right? You don't click on the follow button. You don't tap out the live. He assumes that you are BOT, right? Or you don't find value. Meanwhile, your notebook is already full. Lavina, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Awesome. Coach B, thank you so much for sharing out the live. Yeah, we need to, if we don't want us to pause like this, then we need to do what we need to do, right? We need to tap out the live, share out the live. And if you are just meeting me, by the way, so good to have you. If you are new, drop it here. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. My regular day job is vice president of technology. Also, because I hold a doctorate degree in strategic business and information management system, I'm also a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. Is reposting same as sharing? No. Reposting is you're going to, I think it shows somewhere. Sharing, when you press my forehead on the screen, you're going to see all your contacts. You're going to share with them, right? All of it's going to be more like individual. But when it comes to repost, you're posting somewhere and other people will be able to see it. So both of them has great benefit. If you do a repost, especially if you have a large following, that would be great because your followers will be able to say, oh, you know what, somebody that we respect is reposting this, we should be there, right? You're telling your community that this is something solid that you want them to come and learn. Okay, all right. And we are at 24,000. Well done. We are almost at 25,000 and we have 14 shares. So 6 more shares and of course 1,000 taps. Thank you so much. So real estate versus ETF is what we are going to start with. We're going to be talking about Roth IRA, backdoor Roth, things about retirement. We're going to be talking about the real estate strategies. I don't have money, right? It's Dr. Lina, how do I invest in real estate? I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. I've been investing for close to 2 decades. As a matter of fact, for as long I've been in the corporate world is when I started investing in the stock market. I've lost money, I've gained money, and I've also real estate brought me to the status of that $1 million status, and ETF as the stock market has given me opportunities in terms of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So both of them have played a major role in my wealth building journey and on my journey to financial freedom. But most importantly, income is also a major contributor to that, because remember, something there has to be capital, and we got to 25,000 tabs and 35 shares. Absolutely, you guys are absolutely amazing. If you are just joining us, you've been here more than 2. You've been here for a bit now. Click on that follow button. If you have not clicked on the follow button, there's a plus sign in front of your name. Click on that follow button. All right, now that we've done that, let's continue to tap out the line. Let's not stop, right? Let's talk about real estate. One of the things, right? One of the major wealth builder, right, is 3 things. I mean, and I'm going to tell you from my own perspective, and I'm going to show you the perspective of the multimillionaires as well, right? It starts with this: is income. Then you put it to investments, and then it goes to protection. That's the 3 layers. If there's anything at all that you want to remember in this your wealth building journey, financial freedom journey, right? But guess what? Most of what we were taught in school: go to school, study hard, and of course get good grades, get a good job, and life is going to be beautiful. But that most of us did not get that forever after. That happy ending never happened, right? Life is going to be beautiful. All we saw was paycheck to paycheck. Right? Even though we checked, but we clicked the checklist, we make sure we checked out every bucket of what they told us, right? But guess what? That's because income is just the starting point in the wealth building journey. Income is just the starting point, right? Most of us, we put the income is the end in mind. Whereas in terms of wealth building, income is the starting point, right? Income is the starting point. Always remember, money is a tool, but the goal is financial freedom. So if you want to be financially free, if you don't want to, then choose income. Because I mean, if so far there's income, money will come in, right? But you want to be financially free, right? Which is freedom is really, really the goal, right? Being able to sleep and work because you want to work. Then you have to add these other mix into it. These other 2 mix into it. All right. What do I mean by this? Or why is this very, very important? Let me quickly go into this quickly before I go into the teaching. Okay. This iPad decided to not respond. Oh, okay. I needed to install something. Okay. So one of the things that we follow here, whenever I say multi-millionaires, when somebody clicks on that follow button and I say the millionaires, right? Welcoming the latest millionaire in town, right? This is what it means, right? Where do the multi-millionaires put their money? Because this is the exact principle that we follow. Where do the multi-millionaire put their money, right? And because you might be wondering, why are we talking about ETF or real estate? Why is it a major tool? Why is it whenever we talk about investment, we're talking about real estate and ETF and businesses? This is where it's coming from, because we follow the blueprint of the multi-millionaires, right? Because we follow somebody like a Warren Buffett, we follow somebody like Robert Kiyosaki, rich dad poor dad. Multi-millionaires rarely keep their money, the sums, in standard retail checking account. So they don't put their money in the savings account or checking account. Why? Why don't they? They typically would put, uh, they typically put their money, distribute their wealth across four main pillars. The pillar number one is private banking and cash equivalent. Liquid cash is kept in private wealth management account, treasury bills, and money funds to manage inflation and expand for FDIC coverage. So it simply means that they put some money in liquid form, just like your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months living expenses, right? Why? Because if you put your money in investment and maybe the stock market was down because somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed and decided to pick a fight with another country, right? Or decide to put, whatever, put a tariff on every other country in the world. Because of that, the stock market went down. That still doesn't change the fact that, what if at that point was when your organization, at that point was when you needed money and there's an emergency. At that point was when there's an emergency. What do you want to do in that situation? It means that you're going to sell at a loss. All right? It means that but in an emergency, you want to have your money in an IU savings account. So you need to have a certain amount in liquid form, not away from the stock market, totally away from the stock market. And that's the strategies the multi-millionaires uses. That is one of their strategies. Give me 1 second. Right? That's the strategy that they use. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 30,000. Thank you so much, sharing out the live. That's number one. Number two is they put their money. Thank you so much for the roses. The two is equity and funds. Most wealth is tied in diversified portfolio. Can you see diversification? Diversification right there. Emphasis on diversification, such as mutual funds, ETFs. That's where you see the ETF on the board, and direct business investment. That is where you see the business investment from. You see the business right up there to maximize what? Long-term growth. So whenever you're doing short-term, right? Short-term, right? You want to be a trader, you want to be a speculator, you are doing all of those things. You buy today, you sell tomorrow. Why I'm not saying it's wrong, because it might just be your normal day job, right? But if it's not your normal day job, you're trying to build something lasting, right? Then it's something you need to think about long-term, medium-term, not short-term. This is the multi-millionaires wealth blueprint. This is exactly what we follow. Hidden in plain sight, but right there in front of all of us. Then number three, what can you see? Real estate. High net worth individuals own high value primary residences, commercial properties, and REITs to generate passive income and act as an edge against inflation. Can you see inflation? It means that what is inflation? Inflation is the rate at which the value of money goes down. Money is just a paper. That dollar or pounds or whatever is just a paper. It is the value that you can get out of that money in terms of the goods that you can use that money to get, in terms of the services you can get with that money. That's what determines the value of that currency. Now, in the United States, the inflation is at 4.2%. I'm in Texas, in the United States. In some other country, it's even double digit. 10%, 12%. It simply means that for every dollar, $100, that $100, the value you get for that $100 is simply $95.80. Because 4.2%, it means that $4.20 is already lost to inflation, which is what the multimillionaire is saying. We don't lose money. Thank you so much for the likes. J-Mas, Jizu, right? All the OGs in the house, right? Let's remember to get a daily admin. And if you are just joining us, click on that follow button, click on that subscribe button on the YouTube side as well. You're just joining us, click on that follow button. Don't just be here, just do that. Okay? Real estate. Now the last part, which is number 3, wealth protection. A lot of people miss this. Wealth protection. Chispark, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. All right. Though, how do I get my daily at me? You find it right here. Okay, hold on one second. You're going to spend 1 cent. 1 cent is what you're going to at me, not admin, at, like my heart. Okay? Bodlin, latest millionaire in town. I'll be able to pin it, but you'll find it right up here. Okay? You find it right up here. So if you have not clicked on the follow button, click on the follow button. Let's continue on the right. See, and they are specialized structures. That's the number 4. Yeah. Specialized structure. Through a dedicated family office or specialized tax advantage trust. Trust. Have you heard about living trust? They manage estate planning. Estate planning. Okay? Consolidate assets and invest in alternate assets. So protection is part of the things that you're supposed to do. Samson, latest millionaire in town. Protection is key in your wealth building journey. Now you're going to get through the $1 million status. You don't want one crazy person to just say, hey, twin. You don't want one crazy person to just come in and say, oh, you know what? Poured water on the floor, fell on the water that he poured on the floor. And he says, oh, you know what? Because you are the owner of this property, now it's a liability on you. Right? So those are the things they protect themselves as well. And you should as well, because it's part of protection. That's how Dave Ramsey got it at 26 year old, and lost it in 2 years, became bankrupt and rebuilt again, right? Most people don't have the opportunity. So let's talk about it. Now that you understand where it's coming from. Hashman, the FS meal, latest millionaire in town. So now, let's now talk about the real estate itself. Real estate versus ETF. What is real estate? A lot of time people think real estate is just you cleaning the toilet for your tenant. That's what real estate is, right? That's what some people, that's their own definition of real estate. Real estate is way, way more. That land is real estate. That shopping, that Walmart could be real estate. That McDonald's building is real estate. That high-rise building in downtown is real estate. That land is real estate, right? That movie theater is real estate, okay? That shopping mall is storage facility, right? Storage, that's real estate. Group home, that is real estate. All those 1,000, 10,000 apartment complex, that is real estate. So also is the single family home that somebody is able to rent as well. That is also real estate, okay? So real estate is any form of asset, most of the time, it's a building that you can you rent out to someone. I mean, it doesn't have to be a building. It could be a bare land, right, that you have that can appreciate in value. But beyond appreciation, real estate can also give you cash flow, all right? It can give you or it may not, because if the land is just there, it will not give you cash flow, but it will give you appreciation, all right? So that is real estate. ETF on the other end, is you investing in the stock market, right? Basically, that is ETF. You're investing in the stock market. However, because we are within this community and we follow the multi-millionaires wealth blueprint, whenever we are investing in the stock market, we don't do it like the traditional people, right? The traditional people, they are for, I mean, we do it like an investor, because there are four categories of people in the stock market. Number one, we have the people that are gamblers. Gamblers, I gambled 6 years ago. I gambled away $99,000. What did I do? Options trading. Betting, if in case you don't know on options trading, don't even bother to know. But let me tell you, what I basically did was, you know what, I gambled. I said, okay, you know what, this stock is going to go up. I do not know the reason why it's going to go up. If it goes up, of course, your money, you're going to triple your money, right? But God help you, it stays sideways or it goes down. If it stays sideways, there was going to be a decay and you lose money. If it goes down, you are also going to lose money. If it goes the wrong direction, oh, you're going to lose money. All right, let me tell you how disastrous is it. My friend put in options trading for $50,000, right? It was Tesla options, and she lost everything in 5 days. 5 days, nothing left. Like literally, it became zero in 5 days. It became $1,000, and out of anger, she just even left the 1,000 because there was no whatever. So that's how crazy. So there is gambling, right? That's one. So it's not everybody in the stock market. A lot of time people think, oh, you know what? I'm investing. You're not investing. You're simply gambling. There's another group though. There's the one that is called the speculators. The speculators are the people that would say that, oh, you know what? This stock, I think, is going to go up, right? Or maybe they heard the news. There's the hype. There's the, oh, this is going to be the next big thing. There's the IPO. Then you rush towards it without reading, no research, no nothing. But because everybody is running towards it, they also decide to say, fear of missing out, I must share out of it. That is speculators. All right? They are almost like the lily of the valley. They can go, what do you say about crypto trading? As a matter of fact, I mean, did you see crypto in the list of what the multimillionaire? So we don't do anything the multimillionaires don't do. I mean, I have crypto, but I don't teach that. Okay, I don't teach that since it's not in that list. I can, if it's my play money, I use it, but it's not my serious wealth that is in there. And as a matter of fact, when the crypto I have, I had it when it was even 13,000, right? Yeah, which is Bitcoin at 13,000. You know, I said I've been investing for close to 2 decades. All right. So if you are just joining us, welcome in. Click on that follow button. Don't just sit here. Click on the follow button. If you already like what you're hearing, right, then click on the follow button. Tap out the live, share out the live. Get your daily at me. If you haven't got to your daily at me, let's share out the live as well. Michelle, latest millionaire intern. Yeah, welcome in. Click on that follow button if you have not done so. Let's welcome you into the red carpet of the $1 Million League. So we're very, very clear on, we follow a particular blueprint. Google who Warren Buffett is, or Google who this man is, Robert Kiyosaki, right? Those are the people that we follow, okay? And if you're not seeing crypto there, if you do not see IUL there, we are definitely not doing IUL. We are definitely not doing crypto. Neither are we doing any risky place. We are moderate risk investors. So now in the, whenever, I hope that clarified. I hope that answered your question. ETF. What is, so one of the things that you saw on that list, even though we did not see IUL, even though we did not see cryptocurrency, one of the things that we could see right here, Robert is fully, oh, okay. Yeah, behold, yeah. You're most welcome, okay? So Robert is fully into real estate. He has 15,000 houses. So if you are talking about Robert Kiyosaki, maybe there's another Robert you're talking about. All right. So if you look at this, right here, most wealth is tied up in diversified portfolios. Okay, such as mutual funds, ETF, right? And of course, direct businesses. So ETF, that's where it's coming. It's coming from, right? ETF, okay? ETF, all right? Right here. ETF. What is ETF? And why? I mean, ETF, mutual funds, index funds. Let me get another pen. Give me 1 second. Whenever I bend the pen that way, it just, and I keep doing, All right. So let's where's my you hear mutual funds or maybe index fund. One thing that it's actually that it's is common upon amongst them is fund. Exchange traded funds. It means that is a fund that is traded on the stock exchange, right? Mutual fund is a collection when something is mutual, right? Index fund, it means that is a fund that is linked to an index, okay? To an index like an S&P 500 index, that is NASDAQ 100 index, right? That's what that means, okay? So whenever you see the difference, so it's Kwesi, thank you so much for sharing out the live. If you're new here, click on that follow button. You'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. Let's welcome you into the $1 Million League. All right, and we're talking about real estate versus ETF on our path to financial freedom and our journey to building wealth. So click on that follow button if you haven't done so. Let's share out the live. Let's get our daily at me. If you haven't gotten your daily at me, get your daily at me. We are prioritizing our daily at me today and also prioritizing us getting to 60,000 taps, making sure everyone that needs to click on that follow button does that also. All right, so ETF. Now, what is ETF, right? Like I said, ETF is exchange traded fund. We're going to get to real estate shortly. Thank you so much for the daily at me. We're going to ETF is exchange traded funds, right? Exchange traded fund. So it's simply, and I would, just for those that are just joining, raise latest millionaire in town. If you don't know what ETF is, drop ETF in the comment. You don't know what ETF is, drop ETF in the comment so that I can know the extent at which I quickly teach this, because I know all the OGs in the house already know ETF at this time. They call me ETF and real estate queen. That's because I own double-digit real estate portfolio. If you don't know what ETF is, or if you are new to ETF, drop I'm new. Okay. All right. Who else again? Just 2 people. If you're new, drop I'm new and drop ETF. Okay, you're new. Okay. Awesome. All right. So all those that are new, make sure you click on that follow button. All right. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So ETF. So think about it. Whenever you hear somebody invest in the stock market, whatever they invest in is, they'll say they bought a stock or shares, right? They bought a stock or they bought shares. That's how they invest in the stock market. What does this simply mean? It simply means whenever they say you are invested in the stock market, it means that you are putting your money in the stock market so that you can actually grow the money, right? So that you can actually grow the money. That's what that means, right? So understand that, right? If you're putting money, you're investing in a company, or you are buying a part of this company, and whenever this company grows, just think about it as a business. You're putting your money in a business, and this business, when it grows, you know your money also grows, and that's the way you grow your money. Another thing is that it can also give you some cash flow. So whenever there's profit, you also get profit. Excuse me. Whenever you get some profit. So and that's it. Now, most of the time, for instance, you will hear Coca-Cola. You can actually buy Coca-Cola. Yeah, I'm going to get water. Yeah, I just finished it. You can actually buy Coca-Cola, like the soda, right? You can actually buy that company just with your $1 that you have. Meaning that with $1, I'm buying a tiny unit of Coca-Cola, right? Owning a part of Coca-Cola. That's it. iPhone, instead of you chasing iPhone, you can say, oh, I'm going to use the money that I'm supposed to use to upgrade this iPhone. I'm going to use it towards buying Apple stocks. Who is the maker of iPhone? The company that is the owner of iPhone. So you become an owner of iPhone, Apple, aka Apple, or Amazon, because you like to shop from Amazon, or Uber, because you do Uber Eats. You can actually buy a part of that company, or Netflix, because you watch Netflix. All right. That's how you invest in those companies. That's what makes you an investor versus a consumer. All right. So if you already understand, if you understand what shares mean, right? If you understand what shares mean, that's what we're talking about. If you understand what shares mean, right? Put yes in the comment. You understand what shares or stock means, right? Put shares in the comment. Um, Put yes, you understand, or I understand. Put it in the comment. If you do not understand, please say I do not understand, because now we are going to ETF. Yeah, we are now going to ETF. Okay, yes, you understand. Okay, okay. Behold is just one person. Any other person, if you do not understand, put I do not understand. Otherwise, we are moving on. Now, ETF, and let's share out the life. Let's tap out the life. Let's share out the life. Let's tap out the life. Let's keep doing that. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Let's share out the life. Let's tap out the life. Let's get it to 40,000. And of course, let's get it to 50 shares. Thank you so much. Repost as well. Awesome. Now, when it comes to ETF is exchange traded funds. You don't understand. You do not understand. Okay. It These are shares. Like with your money, you can actually invest in a company. You can say that this is Coca-Cola. I'm buying. Instead of you buying a product, you are saying that I am buying the company itself with your little money. That's what that means. You are buying a part of ownership of that company. Okay, that is what in simple terms you're buying ownership. Does that clarify your question, Mr. Picture? Because you don't have a name. You don't have a name. All right. Okay. Now, the better what we teach here is called the smart investing, because when you invest in this company, there's the possibility or there's the chance. Always remember, when you invest money in the stock market, it's not like the bank. The bank, your money is there, right? And it's they're going to give you your 1% or whatever, but your money is there, even though you are losing it to inflation. It's not growing, but you are losing money to inflation. But in this stock market, your chances of losing more money is there, and your chances of gaining more money is there. Okay, so the higher the risk, the higher the return. The lower the risk, the lower the risk return. There's always risk. The same way there's risk in driving, you are still driving the car. There's risk of losing your job, but you are still showing up every day. Just the same way is when you are in the stock market, you can also lose. When you're in the stock market, there's also a risk. Now, what ETF helps you do, or whenever you are investing smartly, is what you want to make sure is that you are making sure that you are not losing your money, reducing your chances of losing your money. That is the most important thing. That's what smart investing helps you to do. And that is exactly what the multi-millionaire does. Instead of buying individual stocks, they are buying basket of stocks, right? Instead of you saying that you have $500 and you're going to put all your $500 in this one company, you're going to use $500 to buy a fund. Inside this fund includes that Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola plus also Nvidia plus Broadcom plus Procter & Gamble, plus Microsoft, Google, all of these companies are inside one basket. Whenever you take your 500, you buy this entire basket of maybe like an S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, a VOO, right? Whenever you buy it, or you can buy the entire market. You can buy the entire global market so that you spread your risk across so many companies. So that, what does that help you to do? What you have just basically done is that your risk level, your chance of risk is spread across multiple companies. So it's almost like, instead of this risk on one thing, which becomes 33%, meaning it can grow by 33% or chance, or it can become the same thing, be trading sideways by 30, that's another chance, or you can lose it, and that's another chance. But because you're putting your money on multiple companies, it's almost impossible for all of them to go down at the same time and become zero, except for a geopolitical situation. And a geopolitical or whatever situation that might occur, always remember it is linked to an event. Once that event ends, the value of your companies does not change. So far, the companies that you have are solid. All right, the solid companies. So in everything as an investor, hey Spade Black, how are you? Welcome in. Click on that follow button if you haven't done so. And let's keep tapping out the line. Let's get it to 40,000 taps. If you haven't got to your daily at me, get your daily at me. If you have been sitting here for more than if you've been sitting there for more than you've been sitting there for a while now, right? Click on that follow button. You have been sitting there for a while now. It shows that you are, you've been sitting here for 2 minutes. It shows that you value what we're learning here, right? So you click on that follow button. Thank you so much for getting your daily admin. We are prioritizing our daily admins today. We are prioritizing tapping out the live, making sure everyone follows the button. And also we are also prioritizing sharing out the live because we want a lot of people to come and learn this. So this is ETF. Whenever you make one singular transaction, you will be able to, as a matter of fact, let me quickly, I was going to quickly show you on the, on something. Give me 1 second. Maybe I can quickly show you. Let's see. If I have it open, I will quickly show you guys. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. I'm just stick around. And I just want to, I don't know what happened to me. Maybe I'm going through whatever. I'm just sharing and sharing, like things that I don't share before. I'm just sharing, because I just want to help as many people. Especially the doubting Thomases. So this is an investment account. This is Fidelity. For instance, this is Fidelity. If you see right up there, those on the YouTube side, sorry, because the screen, there's no way we can flip the screen. I think YouTube needs to fix that. By the way, I'm on YouTube as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. You use Robinhood, that's great, right? So if you can see right there, what do you see right here? What do you see right here? What do you see right here? Can anybody say it? Can you type what you see right there? Okay, we are quiet. I just want to make sure that you see ETF. What else did you see? What else did you see? Oh, it's far. Okay, right here. Stocks versus ETF. Thank you so much. It simply tells you that it's ETF. So whenever you're trading ETF, it's almost like stock or ETF. You can see stock or ETF. So you understand right now, because whenever I'm explaining it before, some people do not really, they think that, oh, it's maybe something out of this world. It's right there, right next to each other. The only thing that it may be different is that, the ticker symbol. Williams, thank you so much. Wellness, and thank you, J Mas, and all those people that responded. Really, it makes it interesting when you respond. And if you're new here, please click on that follow button. You're doing us a disservice not clicking that follow button, not tapping out the live, just sitting here, taking everything, not sharing out the live, not getting your daily at me. You're doing us a disservice. Please click on that follow button and do what you're supposed to do, because the algorithm doesn't understand that. You find value, it's just that, you know what, you were locked in, you love it so much, it doesn't understand that. Day King, thank you so much. Latest millionaire in town. Thank you so much for, if you're not, I know we are moving fast as well. Click on that follow button, tap out the live, get your daily admins as well. If you haven't gotten your daily admins, and also if you can give the gallery, that would be absolutely amazing. Tyon, latest millionaire in town. Thank you, Joseph, for getting your daily admin. We are prioritizing daily admins today, making sure everyone that needs to click on the follow button clicks on the follow button, and we get into the 60,000, at least 60,000 tabs, and of course 100 shares today. So if we can help, if we can achieve that goal as the community, that would be absolutely amazing. I trust us all. I know we can get there. So look at this. So whenever maybe you're worried next time, or whenever I'm talking about ETF, just in your mind, just think about it as stocks, okay? Just think about it as stocks, right? That's it. ETF, even in the platform, it shows ETF versus, right? All you just have to put is the ticker symbol, and then you continue. So it's not something out of this world, right? The only thing is just now you need to. So that's the difference between when you see it as stocks. Stock is one, ETF is multiple. Okay, stock is one, but think about it, it's just the same one transaction. For everything that you see right here, guys, you see stock. If I have to select, it's still the same thing, right? If I put this account and I put the symbol and I do all of those kind of things right there, it's still, nothing else has changed. Nothing else has changed. So it tells you that it's a solid way that people, I mean, everybody talks about stocks. So that's the same thing. Is one versus group. So that is ETF. Okay? Any question on ETF? Any question on ETF? Because one of the questions I get every time is that, Dr. Lina, which one is better? Which one I have my money? Should I put my money in ETF or real estate? Understood. Thank you so much for responding. Which one should I put my money, ETF or real estate? Is there, if you also think about that, drop ETF. I would like to know, right? If it's something that you've also, because I get it every day. I tell you, just the same way people ask me about IUL on a daily basis. Oh my God. Right? Just the same way people like, Dr. Lina, which one? Real estate or real estate REIT? You're repeating real estate. REIT is real investment trust. Real estate investment trust. Thank you so much for getting your daily admin. God's word, how are you? If you would like to know, right, the difference, like which one should I invest in, ETF or real estate, or drop? Are you team ETF or are you team real estate? Team ETF or team real estate? Drop it in the comment. Team ETF or team real estate? Let's drop it in the comment. Or if you are both, drop it. Just say ETF and real estate. If you are just joining, welcome in. Stock and ETF, okay. Stock and ETF, okay. Stock and ETF, so you're just talking, you are just ETF basically, because you're not even talking stock at this time, right? All right, we need to respond, guys. ETF and real estate, okay, great. ETF and real estate, okay. I have 150. Which stock should I invest right now? We don't talk about, are you just joining? If you are just joining, click on that follow button. We talk about we're talking about ETF. ETF is a basket of stock. It's rather that you're picking one stock, right? You can buy many stocks. REIT and ETF. Behold, REIT is real estate ETF. Right? That's what you're just saying. There's so many other you were just joining. Okay. All right. So we have a lot of ETF. We had a lot of ETF. We have. So let me put. Thank you so much for getting your daily admin. Let me put this to rest once and for all. And whenever it comes to ETF or real estate, as a matter of fact, your question should be. Your question should be, it shouldn't be, is it ETF or real estate? Your question should be, which should I invest in first? Which comes first? That should be, which comes first? That should be your question. So it tells you something. Both the ETF and real estate are both places, asset class that you should play. As a matter of fact, I play in both. And as a matter of fact, the multimillionaires, why? Because you might be like, why? That's where they play. Everything has its own advantages. And everything has its own whatever, non-disadvantage, so to speak, where it is better than the other, right? So ETF, let me put it side by side. ETF, will be the first thing first. And this is exactly what I do. ETF is the first. So you are a beginner. You just want to start investing you want to start investing. You have built your income, you fix your income, you've built your emergency fund, you paid of our interest there, the next thing you want to start doing is investment. You want to start with things like your retirement funds and all of that. So in the stock market, your Roth IRA, we're going to be talking about that. But then let's say you have your individual brokerage account, right? This individual brokerage account, the first thing first, before you start thinking of real estate, is you want to do ETF. Why? Because it is more beginner friendly. Under 2 minutes, under a day, you can open your account, you can buy the asset, you fund the account, buy the asset you want to buy, set up automation. You can do all of that in one day. Okay? You can do all of that in one day. But when it comes to real estate, it doesn't work like that. Number three, with ETF with $1, you can start investing in ETF. $1. There is no minimum. It doesn't require a lot of capital, even though we know that you're not going to do $1. If you are just joining, welcome in. And if you have been around for a bit and you've not clicked on that follow button, click on the follow button. We're talking about ETF versus real estate. As one of the common question, which one should I invest in? Should I invest in real estate or should I invest in ETF? The answer is, you're asking the wrong question. You need to ask, which of them should I invest in first? It's not, because both of them, they're both assets, the appropriate asset class, and businesses as well. What do you mean by buy asset? You know that whatever you are buying, either real estate is an asset, ETF is an asset, okay? ETF, the stock, you are investing in a company, you are buying Coca-Cola, that's an asset. Is that what you mean? Is that your question? I'm not sure what you mean by, I just wanted to make sure is that what you mean? So whatever assets that you want to buy, so exactly. So whatever ETF or stock that you are buying, a stock is an asset because you are investing, you're buying a share of that company. That's why it's called shares, right? Or you're taking a share of that company. That's an asset. Okay, you can conveniently say, I own Amazon with my $1. Okay, I own Amazon with my $1. All right, but you do own. That's the reality. It's different from somebody that doesn't own Amazon and shops on Amazon and shops $10,000 on Amazon, but doesn't own 1 unit of $1 of Amazon. Right? The one person with the $1 of Amazon is wealthier than the one that is just busy shopping on Amazon. Okay? Even though it's $10,000. Okay? All right. So $1, you can start investing. So it doesn't require a lot of money, right? Number 4, in terms of education, it doesn't require so much as well. It requires a bit, but it's not as heavily dependent or compared to real estate. So if you want to start then the other thing is that your failure, recourse of failure is your failover. It's failover. That's what the word I want to your failover on this side, right? Is, the worst you can do is that you lose your capital, which is bad, right? But with real estate, it could be worse. It's way more grave than this one, okay? And if you treat this one well, your chances, because it's less technical. Yeah, it's less technical. Okay. What I simply means is that when you fail, the chances of failure, not chances, the failure is not as grave like when it comes to real estate. Because think about it, if you invest $1, Suzette, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Because think about it, your capital is small. Unlike real estate, the capital is huge. So your your failure is not so, even if you lose money, at times you don't lose it all. But really, real estate, it could be very, very bad because it requires a lot, and it's a lot that is tied down. Okay. Now, I understand that you're looking at, oh, real estate, that's what I'm going to invest in. I agree. Real estate, on the other hand, it requires capital. Not in all cases, though, and we're going to be the risk limited. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you can manage your risk. You can manage your risk in both places. But what I mean is that not in terms of risk, like if it fails, your failure, the level of failure, the impact of failure is not as grave as real estate. It's not because think about it. Let me explain it further, since a lot of people are talking about it. So think about whenever it's ETF or in the stock market, what can happen? You put money, all right, and the stock goes down, you lose money, right? When it comes to real estate, you could lose your record. Like you could go through foreclosure, and then especially if you use a credit system, you use if you financed it. Let's say you do it wrong and you do not handle it well. Aside the fact that you lose your money, you could lose your house. When you lose your house, it goes through foreclosure, and when that foreclosure happens, the foreclosure remains on your record for another 7 years, and you might not be able to get another opportunity. More like, it's are the stocks or mutual funds not insured? It's not insured. It's not insured. This is not insurance. Wellness is not insurance. It has dividend. Okay, there's no insurance. Okay, there's no insurance. You're invested in a company. It's just like you saying that, oh, you know what, you bought a business today, right? You would have you bought a business, or you build a business. There's no insurance. There's no company. There's no insurance companies that would insure a business from failing, right? Oh, if this business fail, I'm going to pay. There's no insurance like that, right? So there's no insurance, right? But it's a good question. It just, it's not that I'm laughing at you, but it's a good question. Okay. Yeah, it's the stock market, just like a business, right? It's stock is not insurance, it's the stock market that you are investing in. Just think about it as a business, okay? You're laughing yourself as well. Yeah. That's just the first time I'm hearing that, okay? Yeah, but I like the fact that you asked that question. Well done. If you are just joining us, welcome in. We're talking about ETF versus real estate as one of the major tools, as well as businesses, one of the tools to becoming financially free. When you have taken that your income, you spend a little bit on bills, this is where you put the majority of it. Majority of it is going to give you cash flow, is going to give you growth and more. And that's what we're going to be talking about with real estate. So if you are just joining, or click on that follow button, you'll be here for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Click on that follow button. Let's welcome you into the $1 Million League. Now, so whenever we talk about that million, this is what is building that million. This is it. Income is going to give you the capital that we need to buy this. Like, that is what is going. Income is going to give you that, and then that income is going to, then this is what is going to grow it. Investment. Okay, Princess Latest Millionaire in Town, welcome in. Right. So capital is number one. All right. Because it requires Rama, Latest Millionaire in Town, welcome in. Welcome in. If you're new here, let's quickly let me quickly pause. If you're new here and you've not clicked on that follow button, or you're new, drop I'm new. If you're new, drop I'm new. So that we don't keep interrupting, so that we can so that we can welcome everybody at the same time. If you're new, drop I'm new. So let's welcome you. Drop I'm new if you're new. Okay? Capital. Although there are so many strategies that I'm going to also be teaching you some of it today, like where it doesn't even require capital. or there are ways for you to get that capital. Okay, there are ways for you to get that capital. Okay, all right, click on that follow button. For all those people that are new, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. So so it requires so it's either you're using an FHA loan, or you are paying off cash, you are doing an investment loan, you're doing a VA loan, or whatever, different kind of financing. You will require some form of down payment. Okay, treasure new as well, welcome in. Click on that follow button. Latest millionaire in town, treasure, right? So, but today I'm going to be teaching you some of the strategies that you can use, and those secret strategies that the multi-millionaire uses, right, where you don't even pay capital gain taxes. I will teach you some of those, a few of them today. Okay, right? A few of them. So you want to stick around. So capital is number one. And a lot of people, if I ask you today, why are you not investing in real estate? Oh, I don't have the down payment. Because you assume that in all cases you have to buy it cash, or you are going to put 20% down. I'm going to be teaching you ways you can to invest in real estate with small money or big money or whatever. I'm going to be teaching you today. Now, that's one. Number two is also what's it called? Management. A lot of people run away from this one. This is why some people don't. Oh, you know what? It requires management. I don't want to deal with the tenant. I don't want to be the toilet cleaner for the tenant, and whatever. Giving you only see that side, right? The management, right? It requires education, right? You can't just jump into it. There are some things like the 1% rule, escrow, rental income. Renter comes, the property comes. All of those things you need to know. What is an escrow, right? Reserves, all those kind of things. Getting the right, contractor for your rehabs, if you have rehabs. Ensuring that you have the right leases, all of those kind of things. Inspection of the property. K. Marcos, latest millionaire in town. All of those kind of things, right, are the things that are required when it comes to real estate. Coming from somebody that own and manage, okay, because I also do the property management of double-digit real estate portfolio. All right, so those are the things, right? So whenever you're thinking about real estate, ETF versus real estate, right? But the other thing is that it gives you, where this one is giving you 2 paychecks. This one gives you between 5 to 6 paychecks. This is giving you 5 to 6 beautiful paychecks. This is giving you 2. This is giving you 5. Which is higher? Definitely 5 is more than 6. The last time I checked my maths. All right? 5 is more than 6. So let's now, what do I mean by this? Any question on real estate? Any question on real estate? And there are different types of real estate, like I said. It's not all about, there's the land, there's the office space, there's commercial property, there's commercial property like group home, office spaces, retail outlets, movie theater, like, shopping malls. Those are also real estate. All those apartment complexes, 10,000 units, 5,000 units, those are storage facilities. Those are also real estate, okay? At least storage facilities doesn't have toilets and all of those things. So whenever you hear real estate and say, oh, I don't want to watch toilets or whatever, I don't want to deal with tenants, that one is not tenant. Your tenant is the clothes and the package. What you trying to say 5 is more than 2? Yeah, definitely. That's what I mean. Did I say 2 is more than 5? I thought I said 5 was more than 2. That's what I said. All right. Forgive me if I said that. Okay, but you understood what I'm saying. Yes, see, Mark, make sure you click on that follow button. If you are just joining us, welcome in. We're talking about ETF for real estate, right? Which one should I invest in? You said 5 is more than 6. Oh, okay. Yeah. whatever. Yeah, I meant 5. ETF give you 2 paychecks, but real estate gives you about 5 to 6. Okay, 5 to 6 is what it gives you. And let's keep tapping out the live and notice that. Let's quickly do a quick reset. Let's do a quick reset. We remain at 38,000 taps all along. Can we get it to 45,000? I know that we are all locked in. We're talking about we are all locked in. Now I'm going to be telling you those 6 paychecks, right? The one with the ETF and the one with real estate, right? I always say that when you're talking about you're putting your money in the savings account, you are riding on the journey to financial freedom. You know, your ride is the snail. You're on a snail, you're on a giant snail, and you are riding on a giant snail to financial freedom. That is what is called 45 years and not still financially free. That is what is called rat race. That is what is called paycheck to paycheck. And then you do it till retirement and you are still not financially free. That's when you put your money in the savings account. Why? Because it's going to take you, if your bank is giving you 1% return, it's going to take you 72 years for your money to double. And I'm going to be showing you today. When it comes to ETF, right, you're riding a bicycle. You're on a bicycle. That's what you're doing. But when it comes to real estate, you are in a car and you are driving. That's the way I can describe it, because 5 to 6 paychecks is way more than 2 paychecks. And I'm going to show it to you shortly, right? So that, I mean, be ready to ask all the questions, right? Because I know a lot of people always doubt that, okay, it's ETF, whatever, and I'm ready for it today. I'm going to show it to you, understand? So we're going to get it. Let's tap it to 45,000. We're going to tap it. Let's quickly reset the live, okay? Because no, we're not tapping. I know that we are all locked in, okay? We are all locked in. Let's get it to 45,000. I said we are prioritizing our tap. We're prioritizing getting to 60,000 at least taps today. We're prioritizing filling up, getting our daily admin. We're prioritizing everyone that's supposed to get their daily admin. I mean, click on that follow button, click on the follow button. So if you're sitting here for a bit, welcome in, click on that follow button. You do us a disservice just being here, not clicking on the follow button, not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live. So let's do that quickly. Let's quickly do that. I know you are all locked in. Yeah, Balo, latest millionaire in town. C-Max, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Right, welcome in. Let's quickly get it to 45,000. If you are new here and you've not clicked on the follow button, do that. Let's take this few minutes while we tap it out to 45,000, 50,000 taps. Let's also share. Can we get it to 60 shares? 60 shares. We're at 42 shares right now. Let's get it. Let's get it to 50 shares. How do you share? Press my forehead on the screen and share out to your friends and your family. You see your contacts on the drop down, and you would invite each and every one of them. Those on the YouTube side, how are you doing? Welcome in. Click on that subscribe button. Also, please note that I am on TikTok as Money Talk with Dr. Lina. The same picture, the same name. On YouTube as well, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. So go check, go subscribe. Go and follow on IG as well. It's still the same thing. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. You want to go across board. On YouTube, YouTube is the only platform that I have long form videos. I release every Sunday, okay? And I release it every Sunday, but now I am even increasing it to 3 times a week. God help me. God help me. So guys, hold me accountable. 3 videos every week is the goal. Where can I buy ETF? On the brokerage account. So you open Google a brokerage account. Which country are you? Or your brokerage account is where you're going to buy. Simba, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Yeah, let's tap it out to 45,000 and of course 60 shares. A brokerage account, William. Brokerage account is they're not buying it from the bank. So Google brokerage account in Ghana. Bamboo is in Ghana. So open a Bamboo. It's Stanbic IBTC in Ghana. Bamboo for sure is in Ghana. So Google it and that's where you buy it. Okay? If you're in the US, there's Fidelity, there's Schwab's, there's Robinhood, there's what's it called? There's Vanguard. If you are in Canada, there's Wealthsimple, there's what's the other one? Quest Trade. If you are in the UK, there is Trading 212, there is eToro, and the rest of Europe as well. The rest, Jennifer, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. So those are different platforms. Otherwise, just go on Google and open a brokerage account, right? If you're in the US, you want to, if you qualify for it, you want to make sure that what of Black Stars AI, I don't know. That's whatever Google tells you. I always look at the review. You're in Nigeria, there's Stanbic IBTC, there's Investment One, there is Bamboo, okay? There's Bamboo, there's what else again? Yeah. Or just go on Google and just open a brokerage account. What are the best stocks to buy? I do not talk about stocks. We talk about basket of stock. Obviously, you just joined us. So click on that follow button. Whenever from your questions, I shall know you. And we are not tapping out the live. We're not tapping out the live. Once we get to 45,000 taps. Oh no, you don't have to be sorry. You don't have to be sorry, right? But you should think about ETF. We buy basket of stocks instead of buying individual stocks just to manage our risk. Okay, to manage your risk, think about instead of you buying one stock, you're buying multiple stock with one transaction, such that the risk is managed. Think about it. You want to buy Amazon. Why just buy Amazon? Where you can buy Amazon, Nvidia, Broadcom, Microsoft, Meta, Google, Chevron, Bank of America, right? JP Morgan. You can buy all of that with the same money. Yeah, I mean basket of stocks. Oh, were you the one that asked the question? No, I was just asking for did you ask a question before? I missed that. So let's keep tapping out. Let's get it to 50,000. Please, this bamboo legit. I want to believe so. Yeah, it is. A lot of people use it in so many African countries. But look at the review. Look at the review. That's what I do. Look at the review. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 45. We have 94 people, almost 100 people here. So if we all start tapping and let's share out the live, we are waiting on 45,000 taps. 45,000 taps. 45,000 taps. Once we get to 45,000 taps, in short, keep tapping into 50,000 and 60 shares will continue. We are prioritizing the taps today. We are prioritizing the shares today. We want to get to at least 100 shares today. We want to get to at least 60,000 taps today. And we also want to make sure that we fill up the gallery today. And make sure everyone that needs to not click on the follow button, everyone clicks on the follow button. That's the goal. So that's why we are posting, and we are going to go. We just talked about the difference between ETF and real estate. Which one should you start investing in? Start with ETF, then let it follow real estate, right? Real estate follows. As a matter of fact, what I do is that I put my money, like I said, I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. So what I do is that every time we're buying a property, by the time we're growing, what I basically do is I put my money in ETF. Then once the money grows and I find the property that I want to buy, the money is growing, I take it out, buy the property, then I'm putting my money. So it's like a flow, right? It flows through, right? So that's what it is. So that's my strategy. And let's get it to 45,000. Let's get it to 45,000. If you are just joining, or you've been here for a while, you've not clicked on that follow button, click on the follow button. Click on that follow button. Once we get it to 45,000, we're going to start. We're going to talk about the different paycheck. One, this gives you 2 paychecks. This gives you 6 paychecks. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's also remember to share out the live. Press my forehead on the screen and share 60 shares, and of course 45,000 taps. Only 2. Is it only 2 that is tapping? If we are all tapping, we'll be there in 2 minutes. And we share the live. We'll be there. Repost as well. Get your daily at me. Click on the follow button. Do we know what we're supposed to do? You guys are the one posting out the class, right? Thank you so much. Get your daily at me. DJ First, latest millionaire in town. If we all are tapping out the live, it seems that it's just one person. We won't continue the class until we get to 45,060 shares. So if you want us to, and if you are new here or you've been here for a while, you're doing us a disservice without clicking the follow button out the live. So let's quickly do that so that we can get there. I want to shut down in another 30 minutes. So, and whatever we can cover within that time is what we can cover. So let's quickly do it so we can cover a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the shares. Let's get it to, we are going to 45,000. If we have over 100 people here, it should take us 2 minutes if everyone is tapping out the live. And if we share, we will get to 100 shares in few minutes. All right, are we there? We are still at 42,000. Okay, we keep waiting. We'll round up the class in another 30 minutes or in 20 minutes. So the earlier we start tapping out the live, we'll get there. So after investing in ETF, you take the money out and invest in real estate. Exactly, that's what I do. Yeah, that's exactly what can I see the Google search? What search? What search are you referring to? Let's tap out the live. Let's focus on tapping out the live so that we can get there. If you're just joining, we're going to be talking about ETF. We're going to be talking about the paychecks, right? The paychecks that how it means the return that you get from each of them. That's what we're going to be talking about. Get your daily at me if you haven't gotten your daily at me. Click on that follow button if you haven't done so. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Get your daily at me, guys. Click on the follow button if you haven't done so. We are just joining us. Thank you so much, Carissa. James, thank you. Welcome in. Let's remember to share out the life as well. Let's share out the life. You came late. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, click on the follow button. Click on the. We're tapping out the life right now. So you need to know what is in the ETF. That's what you need to know. So for instance, example of ETF. So let's say, yeah, you would love the answer. If you can get an answer, then I would also love that you also tap out the life, okay? Everybody has, because the algorithm doesn't know that you are not, it doesn't know that I'm answering a question right now. All these things that I'm doing, I'm just a teacher, right? All these things I'm doing is because the algorithm doesn't understand, okay? So what symbol do I click? The click is tapping out the live. That's it. Tapping out the live, sharing out the live. Press my forehead on the screen. You'll see your contacts. Share with them. Repost. You'll find repost right here. Okay. Daily at me cost you 1 penny. You will find it right there. Daily at me is, you'll get it right there. That's daily at me. That costs you 1 penny. What else again? To click on the follow button, there's the plus sign in front of your name. That's how you click on the follow button. All right. So ETF is a basket of stocks. Okay. So instead of whenever you make a singular transaction, it's multiple stocks that are inside of it. Okay. It's multiple stocks that are inside of it. Does that mean I should invest any on that? No. We are buying it together. So an example of an ETF is an S&P 500, and we had 45,000 guys. Well done. Let's keep tapping out the light. Let's not stop. We're still going to 60,000, but thank you so much so that I don't pause again. All right. So ETF. So for instance, you want to just know what is inside that ETF. Are they solid companies? So for instance, you have maybe like the one that mimics it mimics the stock market, right? It mimics the stock market, right? So I mean, it mimics the index fund like an S&P 500, top 500 companies. That's what is inside of it. All right. So inside that, all of it. So Google, companies like Meta, Google, and all of those things are the companies that are inside of it. You need to know what is inside of, because everything that is inside of it, you are buying it as a package. It's not like you are buying one. You're buying all. Remember, ETF is a fund. Okay, it's a fund. If you come into a large sum of money, do you put the whole money, the whole amount into an ETF? Into an ETF as small amount? I would do it in phases. I would typically do it in phases, right? And I might not want to put, if it depending on how large it is, I would want to diversify. I wouldn't just want to put it in the stock market only. I want to also put it in the real estate. Okay, I want to split it. I wouldn't want. I always encourage diversification. Deja, latest millionaire in town. All right. Does that answer everybody's question? M Billion, does that answer your question? Omar, does that answer your question? Twin, does that answer your question? All right, so let's move forward. Well done, everyone. Let's not stop tapping out the live. Let's share out the live. We did not get it to 60,000 shares. 60 shares. We are still at 44. So let's prioritize shares. Let's prioritize repost as well. Let us prioritize shares and repost. Thank you so much for doing that. And we're still going to 60,000 taps. If you are new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. Now we're going to be talking about, I've already shown you the difference. You're welcome. I've already shown you, that instead of you saying, should I buy ETF? You're welcome. Should I buy ETF for real estate? All right. Should I buy ETF or real estate? It's a function of start with ETF and do real estate, right? As a matter of fact, is ETF, real estate, businesses, or maybe business might come first, right? Whichever, you're welcome to it, right? Always, right? It's not a function of instead of you saying which one. No, it's which one should I start first? Start with ETF, because it doesn't require a lot of money. It's going to help you build your confidence, right? Because if you see that, I bought this VOO. VOO is an S&P 500 Vanguard owned ETF, right? VOO, I bought it 680, and today is at 700 and something. And you see that growth, you are more excited to put more money, right? To invest more. But with real estate, maybe it takes time. Because I always say 90 days is what it takes to invest in real estate. 90 days. All right. So it's about start with ETF, go to real estate or businesses, right? And like that. But make sure you diversify. Don't just put your money in one. Okay. Let us share out the live. If you're just joining, welcome in. Click on that follow button. Let's share the live. Let's prioritize shares. I don't want us to get halfway and then you see some people would say, can you please recap in 5 minutes? What we've been teaching for 3 hours to recap in 5 minutes. How is that possible? So ETF, and it's going to take the class back as well, set us back. So ETF, then we have real estate here. So all the people that always say, real estate is better, ETF is better, let's put it to rest. Whenever it comes to ETF, right? Number one, when it comes to ETF, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Treasure Green. Thank you for becoming a super fan. That is amazing. Thank you. All right, we should even start doing super fan. We need to I need to prioritize that so that we can, some things that we are going to be teaching, like what we did class that we taught yesterday, those personal stuff, sharing my own personal stories. If you enjoyed that yesterday, put I enjoyed it. That yesterday where I told my stories and some other people came to tell their stories as well. If you like that, put I like that. Maybe we would use that too, because that should be more like inner caucus thing. Inner caucus thing, right? But so ETF, right? ETF, one of the things that when you invest in ETF, whenever you invest in ETF, one of the things that you can see is that you're going to get growth. This is ideally, if you buy it right, you buy the stock ETF, it grows. Okay. The second thing, which becomes, oh, this is optional, is going to be cash flow. Right? Two things, growth and cash flow. Those are the two things you can get from ETF. By the way, this ETF can also be REIT, real estate investment trust. This is for the real estate, right? Instead of you investing, always know that REIT is different from this. This is traditional building. REIT is on the stock market side, is a way that you can still buy, you can buy real estate, right? But you are buying a company that is doing real estate, a real estate company. You are investing, you are buying the shares of that company, or you are buying the ETF of group of multiple property companies. They can be builders, they can be owners of properties and all of that, all those high-rise buildings, apartment complexes, right? So companies like BlackRock, like companies like all those Zillow, right? I don't know if they're, yeah, so that's a whole basket. Yes, I know I'm right. Right? So you can actually invest in there, but they're very different. This is the real estate in the stock market side. This is the traditional real estate, okay? Which is not just single family homes. Land is here. Office spaces is here. All those ones are in here. So cash flow. Two things that you can get from ETF or on this side is these two. You buy VOO. I keep saying that I buy VOO. I started buying VOO in the 200s. Today is over $700, right? That's it. You can, when you buy stocks, some people I bought Tesla, and even though I don't buy, part of my days when I used to buy individual stock, I bought Tesla when it was a stock split, right? Tesla once got to over $1,000, and then it did stock split, and it became $100. And I think you get one for every five shares for every one, or 3 shares for every one that you want, something, right? It became 100. Now it's back to almost 300, going 400 again, right? So that's when I bought, right? So you can buy and then it grows. Ideally, that is the scenario. As it grows, you are making money. That's one way. Number two, within the stock, this is almost general for every ETF, every stock, if it's a good investment, okay? But there's the risk too that it goes down. But you want it to go up. And let's keep tapping out the live. Thank you so much. If you're just joining or welcome in, click on that follow button. Make sure you click on the follow button. Cash flow is the second thing that you get when it comes to ETF. And mutual funds, no, they're not. They're not, but it's similar. The only thing is that the fee structure is way higher. Mutual funds is that it's customized to you. ETF, on the other hand, is like, out of the box, right? Is whatever is there, that's what you find there. Just like we bought QQQ, we did not know that SpaceX is going to come in there. But that means you own SpaceX automatically because SpaceX joined. You cannot say, oh, you know what, I want the 99, I don't want SpaceX. That's the difference, right? But one of the things is that the fees are very low, pretty low, 0.01, 0.02. The other one could be as high as whatever, single digits, right? Cash flow is the second thing. Does that answer your question, Wellness? The cash flow, on the other hand, is something like dividends. So because you own this ETF, So because you own like an SCHD, you're welcome. You own like an SCHD every single year, every single month or quarter, they are paying you the fact that you own it. Whenever they do profit sharing, okay, they're going to give you some money. This is different from the growth. What are ETF in Nigeria? It's still the same. You need to Google it, right? You need to Google the ETFs in your country. Google what ETF. You can also invest in the ETF in the United States as well, right? I'm not in Nigeria, so I'm in the United States. So yeah, you just need to look at which one, right? And you should be able to find as part of your research. Dividends. Let's assume SCHD is one, right? Let's assume SCHD. It's going to give you dividends, okay? When it gives you these dividends, it's just the fact that you own this asset, you own this SCHD, they will give you some money, right? Because when they make profits, they share profit. That's what I was saying before. I'm not sure what were you saying before, right? Okay, so if you drop comment, I'm not going to respond right now so that it can continue to flow. Okay, I'll come back to it. Is that okay? Let's keep tapping out the live as well. Let's get it. We're going to 60,000, so let's not stop tapping. Let's share out the live as well. Let's prioritize sharing the live, guys, and also let us also prioritize repost. And if you have not clicked on that follow button, click on the follow button. Yeah, click on that follow button. If you're sitting there for more than 2 minutes, you do us a disservice. Not clicking on the follow button, not sharing. You are just here taking all the information. You are loving it from afar. Click on the follow button. Stop. Come through the red carpet. Let him welcome you in. Dividends, right? You own the fact that you own this company. So like Procter and Gamble was one of my, because I worked there, and that's how I started investing. Shared the story yesterday. That's how I started investing, because for every for every of your income, up to 12%, they're going to match it, right? 12%, they're going to match it, but it's stock options. I started buying it at maybe 48 or 43. It's $43, right? But now it's close to 200. Concerning dividends. What about dividend? What about what's the concern? Right? So every single paycheck, every single month or quarter, depending on their payout policy, you are going to be getting dividends. Like Procter and Gamble gives about every quarter, so you're going to be seeing growth. And most of the time, for those that have this, make sure you turn on drip. There's something called drip. Drip means that every single time that you buy, right? Every single time they pay you dividends, it's not just sitting in your account, you automatically reinvest in it, right? You're automatically reinvesting it. I'm planning to invest in IBET ETF. Give me small idea about it. I don't know. I really don't know. You just want me to know all the ETF, like seriously. Yeah. You need to go do your research on it, okay? You need this public information. All right. So, because there's a reason why what's the reason? There's a reason why you want to invest in it in the first place. Or are you just speculating? So that's dividends. So these are the second thing, cash flow, okay? Cash flow, that's the best you can get. This is the 2 paychecks. Most of the time is that you get one. But in some instances, you will get the both, right? You get both, when that company is also doing dividends, okay? So this is what is called dividends income. You don't have to sell it. You can still be getting dividends. Some people would retire on dividends. That's all that they are doing. That's what, maybe there's this lady. She said all that her money, she's put so much capital. So our capital is the one that is giving her dividends. I get about dividends of almost in a quarter. I think I get about maybe 1,000 or 1,500. That's what I get in terms of dividends, right? From, Procter and Gamble, but the only thing is that I drip it, meaning I auto reinvest it. So it gives me more shares because I don't need the money. All right. Now let's go to the real estate. With real estate, there's something called appreciation. This is also what is called growth. Real estate doubles itself every 10 years. So it means that every 10, if you buy the property in the right places, right, the property will double every 10, every 1 year, every year it grows, it has a 10% growth. So real estate is a little bit dicey. Some are growing at 12%, 15%. Some are growing at 5%, depending on the neighborhood that you buy. So if you go and buy in a D neighborhood, meaning ghetto, where you see an old man in the afternoon riding a kid's bicycle, right, with a small backpack, or you see someone pushing a cart, right, in the middle of the street, if you go and buy property there, you know that you cannot double your money in 10 years. All right? So there's A, there's B, there's C neighborhood. And this is applicable in every country, okay? Every country, you already know. There is the premium of the premium. And there's the, the white collar, and there's the blue collar, and there's the ghetto. All right? The school district is absolutely the worst. The crime rate is the highest, right? Poverty level is high there. But then when you come onto the, we're going to the $1 million homes, 700,000, all those jumbo loans related homes, that's the A neighborhood. Then B neighborhood, you're talking about the middle class, like the working professionals, that's it, the white collar, right? School district is great as well, right? So that's it. Then C neighborhood, the blue collar jobs, right? The skilled, so that's it. I hope you get the drill. But averagely 10%. It doubles itself in 10 years. Now, if you went to go and buy the property, come closer. You bought your property in 2023 or 2024, right? And you were doing bidding war. The property owner says the property is 300,000. You decided to bid for it because you wanted that property. You thought that the prices would keep going or fear of missing out. You bought it for 370,000, but now the property is back to what it's supposed to be, right? You already know that there is a problem. As a matter of fact, my rule of thumb, even with with all my properties, I think it's only one that did not meet that, which was my second property, my first investment property, because I just wanted to buy and start it, right? It was still a good deal. Bought it for 153,000, even though it was worth 172 or one something. So there was still equity in there, right? But my rule of thumb is that I buy it like fix and flip, like I'm selling it. So there's always going to be 20% discount, right? So I'm not buying it off the shelf. I'm not looking for MLS, right? I'm doing off-market deals, okay? So appreciation. So my growth will even be faster because I already have huge equity in it as before I'm moving, right off the back. So if the market even decides to crash, I'm still good. Until it crashed below 20%, that is when I can say, oh, you know what? So that's it. I buy property $245,000, and this is actual numbers, $245,000, but then it's worth $320,000. And I do not, literally, the only thing I need to do is to get a cleaner to clean it up, $200, house is ready. Those are the kind of, yeah. Oh, all right. So the other thing is that these and this, growth on both of them. The second paycheck is something called cash flow. If you are just joining us, welcome in. We're talking about the paychecks that we're comparing ETF and real estate. The paycheck real estate gives and the paycheck that ETF gives. Which one is which one is better out of the two? Right? If you have to put your money, and let's keep tapping out the live. We are almost at 60,000. Well done, everyone. Let's get it to 60,000. Let's also prioritize shares. Let's prioritize shares. Let's do repost. And of course, let's get our daily at me, right? Click on, this is the daily at me. It costs you 1 penny. That's daily at me for those that are asking. Click on it. It costs you 1 penny. I want to believe that whatever you have learned today is way more than 1 cent, right? It's way more than 1 cent. Thank you so much for getting your daily admin. Thank you. This is what I was saying earlier. Somebody said admin. At me. Okay? Daily admin. Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And if you are just joining us, click on that follow button. If you're just joining us, click on that follow button. If you haven't done so, click on the follow button. You can give the gallery. That'll be much appreciated as well. Yeah. If you have not clicked on that follow button, you're doing us a disservice. You're not tapping out the live. You're not sharing out the live. You're just taking all the information. No clicking on follow button. No nothing. Right? Oluwatoyin, latest millionaire is welcome in. Yeah. You're doing us a disservice, right? Whatever you're learning, there's some things that you're learning. That's why you're still stuck around. That's why you still stick around till this time. Otherwise, you would have done scroll, but you did not, okay? So click on that follow button because you're doing us a disservice. I've already assumed that you are BOT or you assume that you're not finding value. That's why. But instead, it's because you are locked in and you enjoyed it, okay? Right? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Master latest millionaire in town. Now, cash flow. What is cash flow? Whenever you buy a property, where you are not living there, so apparently you rent it out to somebody, or you are renting it out partially. So maybe it's a duplex, you're living on one side, or maybe you have a basement, you're living on one side, and you rent it to somebody called Mr. Tenant or Miss Tenant. Every single month is going to pay you something called rent. That rent, that is cash flow right there, right? That is cash flow. It means that this your investment is giving you cash flow, right? It's giving you cash. Somebody is giving you money because remember the property is still there, but somebody is still paying you money every single month, right? Every single month. That's what it's doing. Cash flow. That is cash flow. Now it's possible that you did not buy the property cash. So there's the possibility that you are still, because you financed it, you are going to be paying the bank back. So at times it's all the cash flow. So it's, most of the time if it's finance, you have to use some of the tenant's money to pay the bank, the financier. Wow, then there's the little that is still left for you, which is still cash flow, right? It's going to be the difference between your mortgage and the rent. In that case, the difference is your cash flow. Number 3, can you see? This one is now going to number 3. This is one stops at number 2. Number 3 is something called equity. Equity. So equity, there are different ways that you can actually get equity. So think about it. Let's assume that you're financing a property, right? Your property is 200,000. You bought it 200,000. So maybe you put 20% down. Hypothetically, you don't have to put 20% down. Maybe you put 20% down. So it means that $40,000 is what you owe, what you put down, and 160,000 is what you owe, right? 160,000 is what you owe. What that simply means is that, every single month, when the tenant pays you and you pay back the bank, which is the financier, what is going to happen is that you're going to be reducing your 160,000 that you owe the bank. And as you are reducing it and you are paying every month, you are not the one paying. The tenant is paying every month. You are paying the bank every month with the tenant's money, right? It gets to a certain point that maybe 15 years or 30 years or something, the day will end where the bank will say, now you are fully paid off. You can now go, right? One of my properties one of them is going to be paid off in the next 2 years. It's going to be the first one that we never bought cash, and it's going to be fully paid off, right? And I'm super excited about it as I see that it's now, close to lower than 100,000. It just feels so good, right? To see, it just feels so good, right? Even though I'm excited about it, but at the same time, I'm not super excited because the interest is 1.75. So it's almost like Chase is giving me free money, okay? Just like that. All right, so yeah, so it's a double, So equity as the bank, so like the scenario that I talked about right now, the property we bought it $320,000. As a matter of fact, that was our first, primary home that we lived in. We bought it $320,000. We put 20% down on that property. It was about 69,000 or whatever. That's what we put down. But then the property is over 600,000 down now. If you want, because it's already 8 years, is one of the prime good neighborhood, not the ghetto. Okay, so in 8 years, it's already doubled itself. Now, um, somebody has been living there because we moved out of the place to their forever home. Now, somebody has been paying that particular property, living there, paying that particular property for that property every single month, and it's been, is it 3 or 4 years now that the person has been there? So if that 4 years, it means that the mortgage is being paid down. Now I have, let's assume that I have 100,000 left on that property to pay off. The property is worth 600,000. That is $500,000 in equity. The market value of the property or appraised value of the property minus the appraised value of the property minus how much you hold the bank, right? How much you owe the bank, your bank balance, the difference is your equity. Okay, there are some other form of equity whereby you can also do forced equity. So maybe there is, the property is a 3 bedroom, but then there's a space right there, and you can actually create something, and it becomes a 4 bedroom. Automatically it's forced, you forced it, or you fix the property, right? The property is, you bought it 170,000, you fixed it with 5,000, but the value is 230,000. That is some form of forced equity as well, right? So that is equity. Okay, that is equity. Now, ETF does not have that. Okay, all right. The ETF does not have that, right? So take note of that. There's no forced appreciation. There's no anything. There's no tenants that is paying. There's no nothing. It's you, and you. So that's the money you're losing there. And you might be like, oh, but then you cannot take the money out unless you sell it. Well, no. You can take the money out at any time. So in this case now, like this 500,000, I can take up to like 80%, meaning how much is 80%? 20%, 10%, 10%, 10% of 500, that's 50. So I can take up to 400,000 in that particular property. 400,000. How much did we buy the house? 320,000. 320,000, but I can take 400,000 out of that property and go and use, maybe I want to buy an apartment complex, or I want to buy something, a storage unit, and they need a down payment, or I used to buy something. That's what real estate, the building is still there. And if I take out that money, you're wondering, okay, but then it's a new loan. Okay, it's a new loan, but who is going to pay it? Somebody called Mr. Tenant. And as it goes again, I can do it again. And so it's always like a machine that never stops producing. Even though all of the benefits of this side, this is equity. All right. Florence, latest millionaire in town. Now, any question to this point? Equity, cash flow, appreciation. Any question to this point? Any question to this point? And if you are just joining us, click on the follow button. Let me quickly get water, guys. Let me get water. We'll soon be wrapping up the live. So if you're just joining us, click on that follow button. We're talking about ETF and real estate. Which one should they invest in? That's what we're talking about. So click on that follow button if you have not done so. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 60,000. If you haven't got your daily at me, get your daily at me. Let's share out the live as well. We'll be wrapping up in a few minutes. You. Oh, I think he has the bottle of it. How's your water to it? Thank you, my doctor. Awesome. What's that? You want me to explain equity in layman's? You want me to explain ETF? You want to be back? I'll talk it again because I've I've taught the ETF, guys. Guys, you agree with me? 3 times now. That's when but maybe at the end. Wellness, yeah, equity in layman's language. Okay, let's get your daily at me, guys. Let's keep tapping out the life. Let's get it to 60,000. If you're new here, click on that follow button. So equity in layman's language, like you just came in. Yeah, that's why I always say, let's always share their life so we don't have to go back. All right, equity. Yeah, you need to stick around. Let me finish teaching this, then I would, if we still have time, I'll go to it. Otherwise, I will still teach it tomorrow or another day. Okay, equity is simply the value of the property minus how much you hold the bank. Property value, how much do you hold the bank? Property value is 300,000. You hold the bank 100,000. Equity is 200,000. Is that clear? Is that layman enough? Is that layman enough? Yeah, I typically will be here 8 p.m., but I cannot promise 8 p.m. Most of the time, I'll be coming late depending on my schedule. All right. So what I would say is 8 p.m. Central Time. Yes. Okay. So go on my YouTube channel. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina as well. Turn on notification bell because I stream on 2 platforms at the same time. I know YouTube would always, if you set up the turn on notification bell, it's going to alert you whenever I go live because I stream at the same time, simultaneously at the same time. It's right here on right now. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Let me drop it in the comment. It's the same picture, the same name. Let me drop it in the comment. Thank you, my love. God bless you. All right. So that's the name, the same picture, the same name. Please, guys, note that if somebody decides to follow you right now, that's not Dr. Lina. Somebody is coming, trying to look at like Dr. Lina's. They have the picture. They have their own Money Talk with Dr. Lina. That's not me. They might tell you that it's a backup account. They might tell you cryptocurrency. There's a WhatsApp group. Join a WhatsApp group. Join a Telegram group. That's not Dr. Lina. So make sure you click on the follow button now, so you know that you have the right Dr. Lina, the one that is here live and direct. So if you haven't clicked on that follow button, make sure you do that now. I'll hate to see you all scammed. So if you haven't done that, and on YouTube is also the same thing. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. On IG is Money Talk with Dr. Lina. All right. YouTube has I release long form videos, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, long videos on YouTube. So like the question you have about ETF, repeat ETF, there is a video on ETF right along, and I'll show you at the end of the live. Okay, Oluwatoyin, I'll show you at the end of the live, so you can just in case we can't get to it, you can watch that and you will get a bit of the knowledge. Okay, equity. Now let's go to the next one. And you guys are doing amazing. 57 taps, amazing. Let's get well done. Let's remember to get our daily at me. If you haven't gotten your daily at me, we need 6 more. We're at 14 right now. 6 more to get our goal for the day, and also 60,000 or few. We are almost there. Queen DA, how are you doing? So let's get our daily at me. If you haven't got your daily at me, and you've been sitting there for a few minutes and you haven't clicked on the follow button, click on that follow button. Let's share out the live as well. Let's repost as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate it. Awesome. Equity, we've already talked about that. Now let's talk about the paycheck. Can you see? It's already beat ETF with number 3. Now let's go to number 4. Number 4 is what it's called my 99,000 that I lost in the stock market. If I need to do tax harvesting, I think you can only get 3,500 every single year. Claim as a loss. When it comes to tax advantage, when it comes to real estate, there is no limit to how much you can claim when it comes to your losses when it comes to real estate. What do I mean? Especially if you are a high income earner, your tax bracket is already at 28%. Is either you give your money to Uncle Sam, meaning IRS, or you use your money to buy real estate. Okay, let me say it again. It's either you take your money and give it to IRS, or you give it, or you use it to buy real estate. I always say that they literally, IRS literally pays you for owning real estate. That's the way I can actually describe it. Bad boy jazz, latest millennial time, right? And you need to check the one that you have in your own country. What do I mean? Let me give you one instance, and I will give you another instance, which is my own story. A friend also, buy real estate. A friend who also turned a client, she was making so much money. I mean, bring you to perspective of how much money she was making. At some point she had literally cash, to tell you how people are not financially literate. Literal cash of over $1 million in a Bank of America account. And I'm not kidding. Like, who even does that? 1 million cash in a bank, generating 0.01%, where she could have been getting about 100,000 every year. She was literally getting maybe 1,000 or whatever $1 that she was getting, and she had it like that for years. Right? Just put it in an IE savings account, would have been giving her money to even pay her mortgage or whatever. Anyways, now when I met her, she was making. When we're talking, and by the time she opened up, I said, "Oh," and she was like, "Oh, this tax thing." Like, she couldn't even say how much she was paying taxes. Her taxes was like, I know for 2 years it was 130,000 she paid for 2 years. So it was like 1 year 60,000, then the following year like 70,000. So it was 130,000 for 2 years. And when I spoke, I said, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" Because she was like, "No, I can't do this again. It's as if I'm just working. How can I even explain it? That I'm paying this much in taxes." This is true life story. Then when we had a conversation, I said, I told her year one, she was, year two, "Are you ready now?" She said, well, she was even the one that came back and she said, "Oh yes, please help me." I said, "Okay." Because I use the same, is real estate for me, because that's part of the things. I always say that my kids were like 5 to 9. That's how we got into real estate. And then we realized that, oh, you know what? I could actually reduce my taxes, with this. And you're not doing anything wrong. You're not. It's within the tax. My tax consultant have been around for over 35 years. Can you use to pay equity of such as debt on credit card? I'm not sure what you mean. Can you use to pay equity of such as debt on credit card? Can you retype? I'm not sure. Can somebody help me with that? All right. So in our own case, so I told her, she said, "This next year, I'm even going to make more money." So it doesn't make sense. Like, it's just literally. And I was like, okay, the solution is that go buy real estate. The same year, she bought 2 properties. To tell you how okay she was, she bought 2 of them cash, 2 properties in 1 year. Each of them was in like 300,000. The following year, she made more money, but guess what? Her taxes was literally around $10,000. She made money more money. Can you use equity to pay credit card? But you want to take, no, you can, right? Technically you can, but why would you want to do that? Because you are putting your property at jeopardy. Okay, it's almost like because there's no, whenever you want to take equity out, you can take the equity out. They're not going to ask you what you are using it for. Ibro, latest millionaire in town. They are not going to ask you what you're using the money for, right? But it just doesn't make financial sense, because you are putting your property at risk. If you are still having income, why can't you prioritize your income, right? And make sure that you take them. And thank you so much for the roses. Why don't you prioritize that income or increase your income if you need to drive Uber to pay off that debt? If you need to go and do Uber Eats or DoorDash or sell something or do something to pay that, because you're putting your property at risk. I hear people too, they will say, oh, I went to take loan for my 401k to pay off this one because this one is the situation that brought you in that situation of that credit card. If you have not fixed it, then yeah, you cannot rob assets to go and be paying off liability. Okay, that's what you're doing. It's supposed to be the other way around. Does that answer your question? But if you want to take the money, it's none of their business. But this is just my own financial advice, or great advice, right? Because you know, at this point, it's not going to be is secure loan versus unsecured loan. The guarantee of the loan that you want to take is your property. You can lose your property to pay for one whatever. So that's, yeah, I don't support that. But like I said, whatever money you want to take is none of their own business. As a matter of fact, they would be pushing it to you to come and refinance or to refinance. All right. So tax advantages. Does that answer your question though? Does that answer? That's just my own perspective. All right. Tax advantages. Tax advantages. So in this case, if she could have also paid 90,000 the next year, because now she made more money, maybe her taxes would have been 100,000. She could have given it like she gave for year 1 and year 2, but now she was able to take the 90,000 and use it to buy another property. So is that you give it to IRS, and you're not doing anything wrong. Just the same way as Mr. Donald Trump and all of them, all of the multimillionaires are doing. They're not violating anything. It's within the tax code. Just the same way, like there's the backdoor Roth IRA. They even call it backdoor. They even call it backdoor. And it's legitimate. You're the one overthinking it. Because why? Let me tell you, how are those? I know the next question is, so how is she able to reduce those things? That should be the next question, right? Because you have end income, which is the income from your normal job, right? You have your income from your normal job. This is the one from investment, right? On the tax document, right? On the tax document, with the recent mortgage rate, is this best time to acquire a property? All right, so I'm going to answer your question. You listen and you will tell me the answer by the time I finish this part of the story. Okay, Master, great question. So on this income side, which is your active income, your paycheck, on this side is your real estate, okay? If you make good money, Lance, thank you so much for getting your daily at me. Get your daily at me, guys. And if you've been sitting there, click on that follow button if you have not done so. We'll soon be wrapping up the live, so you can join us tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow. We're still having, this is what we're talking about, real estate strategies. We'll be talking about that. Then of course protection, right? Roth IRA, we're going to be talking about that. But I'm getting tired. Can hear that in my voice already, that I'm getting tired. So this is the income, and we got to 60,000. Well done, guys. Yeah, but let's keep tapping out, and let's remember to get a daily at me. If you're new, click on that follow button. So this is income. This is real estate income. If there's no real estate, your income, maybe you earn 150,000. Uncle Sam will take his 28%, right? Which is about 15,000, right? That is 30,000 plus another 8%. So we're talking about maybe 40,000. That's how much, or whatever your taxes are, right? Maybe 40,000. That's what you pay. Or you can decide to say that, okay, Uncle Sam, hold up, before you take this 40,000, on this side, there's some losses on this side, but you need to play it right, because if you are using your business account to actually buy, you want to make sure that's why you need to plan it properly. It doesn't bother me because most of the time I don't even use all those kind of accounts and all of that, right? Uncle Sam, before you take this my 40,000, on this side I've made losses. I mean, or not that I made losses. On this side, I made this income. But out of this income, I paid property tax. Okay? Out of this income, the interest that my friend Mr. Massa asked about, the interest is at 7%, 6.5%. I also paid this interest. But also I paid insurance. Oh, but the HVAC also got damaged and I paid $10,000 on it. And please remember, there's also something called depreciation, even though property is appreciating. But in the books, property depreciates by in 30 years. So this year, uh, I'm going to divide my 300,000. I'm going to take 10,000. But guess what? I'm not even going to take 10,000. I want to accelerate it by 5 years or 10 years. So I want to reduce, I want to take a reduction of 50,000. And then, oh, now you made a loss on this side. Oh, the loss is about 20,000, right? Or a loss is about 50,000. Oh, okay. But you made income on your income side. Okay, deduct these. I mean, it's not like that directly. The tax consultant knows how to do the calculation. They use it to as a tax deduction. So it reduces what you have here. It reduces it significantly. So to bring it to perspective, as a vice president with a vice president income, also a professor, that's me. My day job is vice president of technology. I'm also a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, even if it's just one. Let's even assume that's two income, right? Vice president income is a decent income, right? When you combine the two, right, you would expect me to fall in a very, some crazy whatever. Last year, this year, I still got a nothing less something over $20,000. Why? That's because I own double-digit real estate portfolio. That's how it can happen. I'm supposed to have paid this back, so tax advantages. That's what the multimillionaire uses as well. Like a Donald Trump in his house is in California or whatever, Trump, whatever. Wherever he had a ranch has goats and sheep and whatever. And because of that, based on what I saw, they said his taxes was about $200. He didn't do anything wrong. The same rule is available to everybody. Either you take it or you don't take it. The tax code is there. Always remember something. If something is hurting the wealthy, the multimillionaires and the billionaires, if there's any law that exists today that is affecting everyone, if it's affecting the wealthier the more, trust me, they will look for an avenue, they will look for a way, they will remove the impossibilities, the in there, and make it possible for themselves. Just the same way like a Roth IRA, they created something called backdoor, right? Whereby Roth, there's a limit of 150,000. They've said, okay, once you make 150,000, you can't contribute, right? It's for low income earners. But the multimillionaires are, well, hell no, I need to contribute to this thing because it's tax free. And because of that, they figured out a way to create a backdoor. It is still legitimate. Nothing wrong, nothing illegal. Okay? Or they instead of them saying that, okay, they're going to pay capital gain, they take a loan against the assets so that they don't pay capital gain. So even if the asset become worthless, think about it right now. The property that I said, I put 320,000. Today is what, 600,000. Let's say it becomes 1 million. I can decide to take the money out. Once I take 600,000 out and decide not to touch and say, okay, you know what? I don't even want to pay anything again. I've not made any loss. But the only thing is that I did not pay capital gain. And you did not do anything wrong. That's the thing. All right? Any question? So tax advantage is huge. Tax advantage is huge. And those are the secrets that the millionaires, that's why you see the multi-millionaires and the billionaires. Real estate is a huge part of their portfolio. Why? Because you can actually create your own tax bracket. You know, you can say, okay, my tax bracket is now 15%, is now 1%, is now whatever percent. You know, that's what that's what real estate does for you. Now let's now go to number 5. Number 5 now ends it all. This is ends it all. Number 5 is the killer of, remember we are doing comparison between ETF or real estate. Now, and I'm going to wrap it up here. When it comes to ETF, remember, using the story I talked about earlier, $200,000 is the property. Let's say you put 20% down. 20% down is $40,000. But the property is worth $200,000. This is real estate. On ETF, on the other side, $40,000 gives you 40,000 in stocks. Question for you: is it possible that you want to buy ETF for $40,000 and you don't have $40,000 and say, okay, can you go to Fidelity and say, oh, Fidelity, I have $40,000, but I want to buy ETF of $90,000 or $100,000. Is it possible? Guys, put it in the comment. Educate me. Kid Press, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you are just joining us, welcome in. Click on the follow button. We'll soon be wrapping up the live. And if you've been sitting here for some time now and you've not clicked on that follow button, click on the follow button. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll be talking about real estate strategy. We'll talk about strategies like Roth IRA, right? Also the wealth, how to protect your wealth once you've built it. Hell, who else? Millionaire. Hell, what's hello? Oh, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. Click on that follow button. Welcome in. We're wrapping up with the live. We'll continue tomorrow. So my question, is it possible that you go to the brokerage firm and tell the brokerage firm, I only have $40,000, but I want to buy ETF or stocks of worth $100,000. Is it possible? So okay, not possible. Who think that is possible? I know we are all tired. I'm tired too. No. All right. No. Who feels that is possible? Because some people believe in something. Okay, it's not possible. We already know. So your 40,000, yeah, thank you. Your 40,000 gives you 40,000, right? With ETF. 40,000 gives you 40,000. Your growth, also remember, your growth is going to be on 40,000. Nothing more. Your cash flow or dividends is going to be on 40,000. Which brings us to what? This one is the one that a lot of people make mistake. They always get this confused, right? And this is going to be whenever I tell you that is one is riding on bicycle and the one is running. Just driving a car. This is it. It's something called leverage. Here, it is with real estate. Is it possible to own a 200,000 property with that $40,000 or even less? Is it possible to own 200,000 property with 40,000? Just the same question. Is it possible in that of the scenario for real estate? Yes. Who feels that is not possible? Who else? I want the answers, guys. I'm the one teaching, so you guys should not be the one tired. I'm the one teaching. So everyone, I need a response, guys. I need a response. I need you to respond. Get your daily at me if you haven't gotten your daily at me. Yes, okay? Click on the follow button if you haven't done that. Welcome in, Nunu. So if you have property you own, you can refinance and take the money and invest in ETF. Why would you want to do that though? Because you're taking a loan, right? You're taking a loan, right? Remember that equity is a loan, right? How can I get what I missed? Go on the YouTube channel. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Let me drop it for you here. Go there, subscribe. Let me see. Just a gentle reminder, you promised to share details of capital and ETF that don't capital and don't okay. Details of on capital and ETF that don't okay. All right, Million Nights, latest millionaire in town. Welcome. So if you have property you own, you can refinance. So because if you refinance, remember it's a new loan. You are restructuring your loan. Why do you want to go and put it in ETF? Right? Why do you want to go and put it in ETF? Is there a reason why you want to go and do that? I wouldn't do that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. REIT is an example of that, right? Because you are doing it on the ETF side. It takes little money. But then maybe let's talk about it tomorrow. That's the real estate strategy, right? We're going to be talking about full real estate strategy tomorrow. Full real estate strategy. It's going to be there and the different financing options. Let's talk about it there. I get you, Joe Mas. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Thank you so much for the reminder, though. Let me see. Did I answer everyone's question? I just want to make sure. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. If you're just joining, welcome in. We're wrapping up with the live. You want to join us tomorrow? Click on that follow button, turn on notification bell. So we said it's possible, right? With 200,000, with 40,000, you can buy property of 200,000, right? With 40,000 or even 10,000, if you are using an FHA loan, you can buy the property of 200,000. Yes, guys, yes? Is that a yes? Is that a yes? Okay, right, okay? Okay. All right, so if you are just joining us, click on that follow button if you have not done so. Click on the follow button. We'll soon be wrapping up with the live. And get your daily at me. If you can fill up the gallery, let's do that. Let's tap out the live. I'm just looking to see all of the scammers in the house and all of the BOTs. We're just trying to block them. So if you're not, so click on the follow button. If you've been here for a little bit, click on that follow button if you have not done so. Emmanuel, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the gift. Really appreciate that. Awesome. So you've been sitting here for some time. If you not click on the follow button, make sure you do that. Awesome. So we can do the 200,000. Now, always remember something. The 200,000, the difference is your growth is on 40,000 on this ETF. Your cash flow is on 40,000 on this. When it comes to real estate, your appreciation, which is your growth, is on 200,000. Your cash flow is on 200,000, not 40,000. Your equity is on 200,000, not 40,000. So this is times 5 opportunity. That's what it comes. Times 5. This is where a lot of people miss it. Equity is going to be on 200,000. Tax benefit is going to be on 200,000, not 40,000. So this is it. And one of the things that people would say is that one thing that people would say is that, oh, but then there's a mortgage, there's that interest. Remember, I said you can claim tax advantages. Then secondly, who is paying that mortgage, guys? Who is paying the mortgage? Yes, there's camera using your picture. Okay, yes. Okay, guys, again. Guys. You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm going to start blocking. We're going to start on the blocking spree. So if you have not clicked on the follow button, you're not tapping out the live, you don't do anything. See, this is it. I don't have a Telegram group. We don't have a WhatsApp group. We don't do cryptocurrency. We don't do all of those things. So click on the follow button now. This is your disclaimer. This is the disclaimer. You see what Prissy wrote there? There is a scammer using your picture, started chatting me, but I blocked. You know what you need to do? Report and block. You know what to do. Report and block. So if you have not clicked on the follow button, click on the follow button now. If they come and they appear to be like they have a picture, they have a few content or whatever, very soon verification will be completed, and of course they work are in motion. Okay, so click on the follow button if you have not done that. Otherwise, just come whenever we are just come whenever all the scammers are here. The scammers are here. It says we are all here. So the scammers are here. Prince, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Right. So if you haven't clicked on the follow button, please take note. We don't have a WhatsApp group. We don't have a Telegram group. Right. We don't have all of those things. So click on the follow button. Now, if you are just joining, we are wrapping up with the live. We're wrapping up with the live. If you're just joining, click on the follow button. Join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about real estate strategies. Okay, noted. Okay, yeah. So it just hurts me when I see all of those people like a miscreant, somebody that use your time to do better things, right? There are ways that you can make more money than to be doing all of those kind of things. Right, it just doesn't. I mean, God judges those kind of people that does all those things, trying to scam others. You can work hard for your money. All right, so having said that, if you still fall for it, we are your own, right? Because I've told you, click on the follow button now, and you for not clicking on the follow button, when they come, you are on your own. All right, $200,000, 200,000, okay, 200,000. Is what it is, right? 200,000. Your growth is on that. Somebody said, who pays the money, right? That leverage of 160,000 is somebody called Tenant. Thank you for that person that responded. It is somebody called Tenant that is paying that mortgage, right? Either 15 years, 20 years. It is somebody. I told you I own double-digit real estate portfolio. Larry, thank you so much. Right? Is somebody paying? I hold double-digit real estate portfolio. Apparently, I'm not living in all double, right? I live in one, right? So it means that people are living in the others, and those ones, the places where they live in, right? Somebody is paying me every single month for that. All right, every single month. All right, every single month. Yeah, you have to come back because we've been here for a long time. Close the door. All right, so that's a leverage. So this is where a lot of people miss it. Okay, this is where a lot of people miss it. So the growth is on 200,000 versus 40,000. So somebody is riding a bicycle on a 40,000. Another person is riding a car on a 200,000. Then when you now go to multi-unit, that person is riding a Lambo and a Lamborghini and a Ferrari, a fast moving car. That's what he's driving, because it just even makes the journey quicker. Leverage. That is the other one, and a lot of people miss this a lot. Number 6 is other people's money. You use the tenant's money, you use the bank's money, you even use the IRS money, okay? Meaning the Uncle Sam's money, all right? You use it. So, and that's it. So, anytime you are anybody wants to argue, I want to believe that 6 paychecks is always higher than 2 paychecks. So, 40,000 is always higher than 200,000. I mean, 200,000 is always higher than 40,000. So I always like to come with data and facts versus arguing what is not. Okay, right? You see these two in itself, just these two, that's more than enough. Hands down. BTTF, hands down. or the stock market. But then, what should you just pick real estate then, or should you pick ETF then? It's both of them. You play in both worlds, right? You start with ETF, you get to real estate, you put some money. Remember, it is all about diversification for risk management. Everything that goes up goes down. But whenever it goes up, stock market is at all-time high right now. Guess what? Just quote me. Very soon, at some point, it's going to come down. All right? When it come down, the only thing is that the limit where it started from will not, yes, diversification. The limit where it started from, the lowest where it from where it rose from, will not be the new baseline. The baseline is, let's say it started from here, it grew all the way. It's going to come down. It might not get here. Remember, this is the old baseline. It's higher now. And that's it. It starts growing from that. That's the new baseline. It keeps going again. Then before you know it, the new baseline is here. It comes down again like that. That's how it grows. All right? That's how it grows. So, and that's the same thing that is also in real estate. It goes like 2024, 2023, the bidding war. But now the market is cooling off, right? It's cooling off because the interest rate is high, right? So that's just it. Any question? Any question? Any question? So if you're just joining us, welcome in. I'm Dr. Lina, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. I'm a vice president of technology. My day job, I'm a my day job, I'm a vice president of technology. I'm also a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. I'm a chartered accountant. Give me 1 second, please. Thank you. Keep it. Thank you. Yeah. You did not receive the YouTube link. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, let me show you. So if you have